But Adrian, aren't all potatoes kind of poop potatoes because of the composition of fertilizer? This episode, we review director Phil Lord and Christopher Nolan. No. Phil Lord and Christopher Miller's science fiction comedy Project Hail Mary.
We examined the hype surrounding HBO's Harry Potter TV series.
I don't know why you sound like that. And we discuss AI's continuous effect on the film and TV industry. With new episodes airing every 2 weeks on Tuesdays, this is Split Focus, a film and TV podcast. I'm Simon Eady.
And I'm Adrian Pinter. Welcome to episode 133.
You didn't answer my question about the poop potatoes.
Well, you dove right into it. You want me to answer it? I guess, I don't know, man. I don't understand how potatoes work.
Okay, cue the music. Did you watch the Artemis 2 launch, Adrian? Did you watch the rocket take off from the...
No, I'm scared of space and all things related to it.
Actually, I did watch it, but I don't know where they took off. I'm assuming they took off from Cape Canaveral, right? So that's where they always take off, right?
Brother,
right?
I have no idea. I feel like there hasn't been much, what's the word I'm looking for? Focus on this Artemis 2 launch. No one's talking about this. This is a big space trip. They're going to the moon essentially again.
You know why?
Why? Tell me.
It's got to be because of the internet, right? The internet's a mess. It's a disaster. It's information overload. Everyone's always overloaded with information every single second. They're like, the TikTok is trying to get your attention. You know, there's not like, that's why things are kind of not so super great. I feel like it's part of the reason. Everything's vying for your attention, and one of those things that should theoretically be very interesting would have been the Artemis 2 launch, but alas, it wasn't. It was in Florida.
Yeah.
It was the Kennedy Space Center in Florida is where it lifted off from. Launch Complex 39B, according to Google Gemini. But I did watch it. I watched it. I kind of didn't really watch. I was kind of listening to it. I was like in between driving and going to a store. Mm-hmm. So, but it was pretty cool. I don't know. It's pretty exciting. I'm very excited for Starfield. Comes out on April 7th. That's exactly the date, apparently, when the Artemis 2 is going to hit the moon. Like, not hit it, but go around the moon. Like
they're destroying the moon, dude.
Explodey. No,
they're going to destroy the moon.
No, it's going to get to the moon on that day. And I feel like Bethesda Game Studios, I think they planned this on purpose, because there's like it's a NASA aesthetic with Starfield. I don't think it was an accident. I think they sent something with one of the astronauts to the International Space Station, I think, at one point. Anyway, it was very cool. I'm very excited. Like, I love these kinds of space things, I think, more than I maybe even realized. Like, I'm very into For All Mankind, as an example, which is about the space race back in the 60s and onward. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, I'm into it, and that's kind of why I'm so hyped for Starfield too, I think. But yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I didn't. I was wondering if you watched it. I was going to ask you yesterday when we were playing Marathon together, but
speaking of space, dude, we've been playing a lot of Marathon.
A lot of space things. This is the space episode.
Stuff. This is the space episode. Name of the episode. Yeah. This is the space episode. I'm just writing that down.
Yeah, we started with this is the space episode. Noted. Okay, cool, man.
The space episode. That's the name of the episode. We're done. All right, wrap it up. Wrap up the show.
It's over now, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to continue.
Yeah.
Okay, man. Well,
that's good, man. That's good.
Do you have anything else that you want to note before we just move on? We can just get right into it. Get right into what we've been watching this week, Adrian. Just really kick it into high gear.
Yeah, you know what? Let's dive into what we've been watching. I'm going to go first. I'm just going to jump into something, okay, Simon? Because you brought up Bethesda.
Yeah, okay.
I played through. I actually just finished it. A Bethesda published game. Called Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.
Yeah.
Right? And you might be wondering, you might be thinking, hey, you've never watched Indiana Jones. You've mentioned it on this podcast, Adrian, that you've never watched Indiana Jones. That's what you've said to me. That's what I think you're going to say right now. That's what everyone's
Oh my
thinking.
Gosh, you've never seen it.
Yeah. And that would be not true anymore, Simon, because I watched the first Indiana Jones movie, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. No. in the something in the rock, and there's a spooky rock.
No, there's no Dwayne the Rock Johnson in it.
Indiana Jones and Indiana Jones and
did you watch it?
Did the you? Lost Ark rating Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh, you did the Raiders of the Lost Ark. Yeah, Raiders.
Cool,
of the
Lost Ark. It. It only took me 2 minutes and 32 seconds, so that was pretty good. So
you got it though. You got there. Did you even look it up? How did you even get there? It's amazing. You only watched it once.
I only did watch it once, and it was about 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks to the day.
So what did you think? It's a classic. It's a classic blockbuster.
I thought it was pretty good. It's interesting. Like going into this movie without obviously any nostalgia for the franchise. I do like Harrison Ford. I like adventure sort of stuff in the video game form of, your Uncharted or your Tomb Raider, which I'm sure both of those took a lot of inspiration from Indiana Jones during their development process. Uncharted specifically. And going into this movie, I found it pretty interesting. The one thing I didn't know about Indiana Jones, so I feel like maybe I've already talked about it. I'm like, there's supernatural elements in this universe, which I was like, I feel like there is, but I can't remember if there is. And so like going into it, yeah, there are. There's supernatural elements. They kind of get that going. But the biggest thing that surprised me about this movie, Simon, is that this movie's not for children. I thought this was like a kids franchise all along. This is this is for like at least teenagers, like adults. And I found it kind of crazy going into this. And you see a guy get stabbed you see the aftermath of a guy being stabbed through the back of the head by these spikes, and there's blood pouring out of his face. And that's in like the first 7 minutes of the movie. And I was like, damn. I wasn't expecting that. And then people's faces melting off. I'm like, damn, dude. Yeah, if I was a kid, this would scare the shit out of me.
Yeah, and for sure.
I don't know. I'm assuming the reason why I thought this was kind of for kids is the same reason, like when you think about Star Wars, like Star Wars is for kids. And I just always associated these two franchises for a couple of reasons, but probably, I guess, Harrison Ford's in both of them. But I always just associated these two franchises as very similar in tone. And they're not really. I mean, kind of like, they're Indiana Jones is far more campy, I think. There's a lot of good elements to that. And again, it's a swashbuckling adventure. I guess not really swashbuckling, they're not pirates, but it is like an adventure, but it is far more mature. And I simply was not expecting that. So that actually kind of shocked me going into this movie. And I decided, again, I only watched that first one, and then I decided to jump into the Indiana Jones game, which takes place, I think, a year after. So I was like, I don't have to watch all the Indiana Jones movies. I can just watch that first one, and then leads into the game. And I just thought, as a whole, it's really, it still holds up in a lot of ways, just because a lot of the effects are practical. There are obviously, some moments where you're like, okay, I can see its age. I think the writing is pretty good, especially for its time. It is interesting. There's literally one woman in the entire movie that has anything that speaks, essentially. And I kind of noticed that by the end. And it's like Indiana Jones's kind of love interest. I feel like during this time, there was a lot of Harrison Ford with younger women. So, I think of Blade Runner. There's that rapey scene with the robot. And in this one, she's like, you left me, and they're talking about sleeping together. And she's like, I was just a kid. I'm like, whoa, what's the age difference here? Cause they never touch on it. So I'm like, man, Indiana Jones taking advantage of a young woman. I think they mentioned that there's about a 10-year age gap between them at some point in the movie. So I don't know. I found it kind of interesting. There's obviously some dated stuff, in particular, that sort of stuff that I just simply don't think would fly. The dating is dated. Indeed, that's good. But all in all, I can see how a lot of people like this franchise, especially if you watched it at a younger age and, kind of grew up with it. Me, again, not having any of that nostalgia. I still liked it. Again, I just didn't love... I definitely don't have as much love or appreciation for it than the average person that, grew up watching it, if that makes any sense.
That's fair.
And I kind of feel like that about the game, going into it. the game is enjoyable. I had a lot of issues in my playthrough, which kind of added up by the end of it, where honestly kind of became frustrating because I know you had a much smoother experience with the Indiana Jones game. You didn't run into any glitches. I had a lot of bugs. I literally had one like today. I was nearing the end and I launched the game and it just got stuck on the opening screen and I had to shut down the game and reboot it. The AI is, I think, just atrocious. Like initially I thought it was like campy and charming because I'm like, oh, they're just trying to go with that like campy nature of these dumb Nazis, but it's like, no, it's actually just bad. And even like your companion that's like kind of following along with you, there's like a moment where she literally is like talking to me and then moonwalks around a corner. I'm like, I don't think she was supposed to moonwalk there. And just little things, which took me out of it from like an immersion standpoint, but I didn't hate it. I liked it. I thought it was enjoyable. I beat it. I don't think I'm going to like get all the collectibles or anything like that. I think I'm done with it. I'm going to move along. Okay. But yeah, that's my experience with Indiana Jones, man. I'm 2 Indiana Jones movies technically in because Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is very cinematic. There's like, I mean, the last cutscene is like 20 minutes long. It's literally like an episode of television. So good stuff.
Cool.
Good stuff.
That's sweet. Are you planning to watch any other of the other movies then? Are you at this point having played the game and almost finished it? You said you finished it or you just about
I beat it today, yeah. I beat it today.
You did beat it.
Yeah.
That's cool. Are you going to watch Temple of Doom or The Last Crusade?
I think so. I think I will. I'll get around to it. I just don't know when. It's not like urgent, but I'll definitely watch them. Again, I did enjoy it. I don't want to come off as like kind of a like, I don't want to come off as negative because I think it is good. It's just,
All right. That's cool, man. That's cool. All right. Dude, what else have you been watching this bi-week, Adrian, this 2-week period?
Yeah, man. I've been watching
anything space related because this is the space episode. So you gotta. But there is one thing. There is one thing.
There is one thing that we watched together that is space related, but I did watch a couple other things prior to that.
Yeah.
Do you want to just jump into the space related stuff?
Why not? Why not?
Okay.
All right. Man. Well, we both went to the theater with our, I was going to say significant others, but that's not true. I went with my significant other, and then you invited another 2 gentlemen. I was surprised again that your wife didn't want to see this. I don't know why. I was surprised. I think both me and my wife were surprised that she didn't want to. She wasn't interested. Yeah. But it is a long one. That's for sure. It is. This was a longer movie. The movie is Project Hail Mary. We went to the Cineplex Theater near us, saw it on Ultra AVX. So for the full sound and kind of epic experience, which is cool. Well, I guess not full because we didn't see it in IMAX, but no. And it was it's a Ryan Gosling starring vehicle. It's Christopher Miller and Phil Lord directed it, and it's pretty cool. Based on a book by Andy Weir called Project Hail Mary, where this guy is chosen to kind of go to space and solve an issue of the sun being kind of eaten. So it's like that's kind of the premise, and he's kind of alone in space, and as the trailer shows, he meets a rock guy.
Okay, I don't know. Yeah, like I feel like that's a very crucial point of the plot, and I honestly think I watched the first trailer many months ago, and then I've avoided all trailers. So I knew there was a little rock guy, but I didn't really know where it was going to go. So I don't know how much I can quote unquote spoil like what was actually in the trailer. So
that was in the trailer for sure. But not only was it in the trailer, but this marketing campaign was rampant with the idea of Rocky being a big piece of it. So I'm not going to go into any more detail than that, other than saying my opinion, I guess. But so it's kind of science-based movie. It's kind of similar to The Martian meets. I'm trying to think here, almost like meets E.T. in some way.
Meets School of Rock.
Meets a little bit of Interstellar, and so there's like these epic moments. I feel like in terms of like ship movement and stuff like that, like spaceship travel. But yeah, I meets School of Rock. Yeah, I guess so. Maybe a little bit. I really like this movie a lot. I liked how they did flashbacks quite a bit. I think that was a really cool thing. I think how they like the fact that he's kind of the trailer is like he's kind of isolated on the spaceship was kind of the premise initially in the trailer. I feel like the way that they did the way like you see other people in the trailer and you're like, oh, how do these people interact with Ryan Gosling's character? And I really like his character, and I think this was like a really great movie to like just completely. Ryan Gosling just shown very brightly in this as a very charismatic soul. I think he was very charismatic and very, very funny throughout. It's arguably a comedy in a large way, and I really liked it. I think the visual effects were awesome. I think it was very charming. I think the science, like dumbing down the science of what's actually happening and how they're dealing with this situation, and what like they have to kind of figure out this solution to in such a short span of time. Like they were trying to show us the science and how it works in such a short. It's 2.5 hours, but they could have maybe made this a series potentially and kind of drawn it out.
Did you read the book?
I didn't know. Did you?
Okay. Yeah. No. I did not. As you know, I don't know how to read. I was just curious because I'm curious about how different the book is from the movie, because it does feel, even though it's 2.5 hours, there are these moments, again, like as you mentioned, it dumbs down the science and it gets to the point relatively quickly. And I'm curious if it's kind of more drawn out in the book.
Okay.
You know,
I'm assuming it is.
Yeah. There's even just kind of like this communication aspect. I feel like it was relatively quick, which again, I think it lends to...
That's in the trailer as well.
Okay. There
communication between like
Rocky and Ryan Gosling's character, Grace.
I feel like that. I agree with you. Yeah, that was an issue, but that's kind of leading into my actual overall issue with it, as I feel like some of it's unrealistic, but also in like they're too frivolous with it. Like some of the plot points, it feels a little bit too ridiculous at times. In it's strange because some of the other science, it feels way more in depth. But even like the way there's kind of like these elements of like spacewalks as a space movie, and like there's things like that. I feel like it's almost too trivial, a little bit so. Because like his character is like, as it's shown in the trailer, he's supposed to be like the school teacher going to space. So it's like, it's kind of interesting because I don't know. It's a weird. That's the only thing I didn't love about it, is like you're right. I think that's exactly what you're saying. Is like it feels like it's too trivial. Like how would you learn a full alien language in the time span? Could they have dove deeper into showing how that would actually come to be? Like it feels like maybe they had scientists consult in the film, but maybe not language. Linguists. I think that would have helped them to kind of show bridging the gap between very different languages, I guess. But
it's interesting. I don't know. I guess like when you're making a movie like this, you got to find a balance of like pacing, obviously.
You can't
and I'm like,
make it boring.
Yeah. Like you could add another 30 minutes of them trying to figure out how to communicate, but then at a certain point, you as the audience are probably going to be like, I don't give a shit, just get to the point. So I think they did a good job with the pacing. If you are able to kind of, again, take a step back and understand that, again, this is a movie, we're not watching like a realistic recreation of events. And you just kind of got to accept that. Right. I do think the chemistry between this little rock and Grace, Ryan Gosling's character, is awesome. There's some very like heartfelt and emotional beats, and there's like this sense of loneliness during the first hour of the movie, pretty much before they finally meet up and start like creating a friendship, for lack of a better term. And I think what this movie nailed is the tone. I really think they just got like this like fun, good time, like kind of going with it, with a lot of these, like, again, heartfelt, emotional beats. There's the way the story's told is, I mean, you mentioned it, there's a lot of flashbacks. So we're seeing Ryan Gosling's character on this, presumably a spaceship, or it is a spaceship. I don't know what they reveal in the trailer, so I'm just kind of talking in circles a little bit. But yeah, he's on a spaceship, and then he doesn't really remember what's happening. And I think there's these flashbacks, and the way I viewed it was every time there was a flashback, that was him getting his memory back, or pieces of his memory back, as opposed to just showing the audience more context of the situation that was going on. You mentioned the visual effects. I assume a lot of this was practical. I know that the little Rocky guy, a lot of it is practical. And I just think it makes for a very like visually stunning movie, all in all. Yeah, but I really like this too, man. I think we're kind of on the same page. It's not my like favorite movie of the year by any stretch, but
Yeah, I kind of disagree with you on the tone thing, only in the aspect of like I feel like they nail the tone until they go off way too far. That was kind of my issue. It's like a not this is a bad example because obviously you think it's way too far in general, but that was my point. Like they kind of go too far with the science and like they're skipping stuff, but you're also going too far with the hilarity of it, like the humor aspects. It's like, okay, you didn't have to go there. It almost felt like not even close because this movie goes further than this, obviously. But Thor: Love and Thunder, it's like you had Thor Ragnarok, and then you have Thor: Love and Thunder. It's like, well, let's not veer into Thor: Love and Thunder territory. You don't have to go crazy with it because it's funny enough without going too crazy, and so it almost takes itself not seriously enough at times, and that's where I feel like the tone. I'm like, oh, you're veering off a line here. Like you're like they're on a tightrope, and sometimes they like kind of stumble, and so I don't love that. That's the only thing I kind of, that's my main criticism. The science part is like, it feels like it kind of ran out of time. I agree that the language thing was actually an issue in the trailer. It's funny. I was watching the trailer and I'm like, I know I'm going to have a problem with this. I don't know why. I could just figure that was going to be an issue. And sure enough, unfortunately, they didn't do quite enough to convince me that this could happen like this. But yeah. Again, it just makes me even more excited for Starfield. It's cool. It's really, it is pretty visually stunning. It's pretty cool. The music's good too. It's by Daniel Pemberton, actually.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like
that name is ringing a bell, but I'm not sure what he's done. Let me check.
It's funny that you mentioned the music because I never thought about it really after I left. Like watching the movie, I'm like, yeah, this is good, but I don't think it's like a really a memorable soundtrack in any way. Compared to like an Interstellar. You know,
it jives well. That was kind of my thing. It's not as it's no Interstellar at all.
Yeah,
I feel like it just jives well with what they're doing, and it made me the emotional beats kind of felt like accentuated because of the music at times and stuff. But you're right, I can't place the main theme or something. Yeah. It's not like the cornfields. I think it's called the cornfields for the soundtrack for Interstellar for Hans Zimmer's score. But yeah, I'm looking at Daniel Pemberton stuff. He did this into the Spider-Verse movies. Across the Spider-Verse. And
it's funny again. Another sound. Like I remember some of the soundtrack of Into the Spider-Verse, but I don't really remember the music.
I think the score. Do remember? It's like that. It's like one song. You know what I'm talking about for the Spider-Verse?
I'm sorry, no.
It's like it gets like really wacky.
Yeah.
Oh, he also did the music for the drama.
That's out tomorrow, technically.
Oh, and this is a composer for Slow Horses. Oh, that's awesome. Oh. I love Slow Horses soundtrack.
Interesting.
Love its score. It's cool. Oh, and Eddington. Wow, he's just like
this guy got range.
Oh, and Concord.
The hit.
I'm not even kidding.
Video game the hit video game franchise, as well as an episode of the great show Secret Levels.
He's a Concord composer. That's crazy.
That's rough.
Cray. All right, cool, man. Well, yeah, I really liked it. On my Letterboxd, I gave it a 4 out of 5.
I think I'm with you. 4 out of 5. Again, really enjoyable. It's crushing at the box office. Pretty big budget. I think it's like $200 million budget, and I think it's tracked. Wait, what was the? I think it like hit over $100 million within the first weekend or something like that.
Right.
Not tracking because it's been a week since it's been 2 weeks since it came out. Right.
I just realized something else, and I remember this. I didn't write this down. The Ryan Gosling, very charming in it. He's awesome. He's great. He's really funny. He's just just oozing charisma. Oh, I forgot to say, Hewler, Sandra Hewler, I thought was really good as well in this. I thought her character and how she plays off of Ryan Gosling's character. I think that's a really cool relationship and what's going on there. I thought that was really neat. That whole arc is really cool. What I was gonna say though, oh my goodness. Oh, Ryan Gosling, gotta say again, don't want to spoil anything. Kind of looks too good in this at times. I'm like, I don't know about that.
He's a handsome fella. He's a handsome fella.
You know what I'm saying though? Like I'm like your body. What's going on with it? Like how is that possible?
Yeah, actually, that's a good point because they don't really explain it. The interesting part though.
Careful, but
yeah, Oh yeah, fair point. Yeah, it's kind of tough to talk about. But yeah, he's fit. You know, like he and he's on a spaceship. There's no workout materials. We don't really see him working out. We see him zipping and zobbing, through zero gravity and stuff. I know. Yeah, I don't know.
It's tricky.
Zero gravity.
It's tricky.
But there is like, I don't think this is a spoiler. There's like a scene where, he gets injected with something. And I guess like my thought process is like, maybe that's like vitamins and maybe like steroids or something. And that's why his body is like, okay, it might be a leap, but that was the only way I could kind of rationalize how he is fit.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the same kind of through line of why, to me, this movie could have been even more excellent. I feel like maybe I'm misremembering The Martian, as in the other Andy Weir novel that was adapted. But I felt like The Martian. Well, first of all, The Martian's just it's more grounded in reality. It's a lot more realistic. It's a mission to Mars and not a mission to like a far off system, as an example, like very far. Like there's technology in this that just simply doesn't exist. You know what I'm saying? Whereas this one, the technology is kind of wacky, and there's like obviously an alien creature, and like they're developing a language between. So it feels like is a bit more of a stretch overall, and so I feel like that's something too. But I don't know. That's my biggest criticism of it. I guess the tone is kind of off the rails at times, and then the idea of the science being a little bit junky for me, too junky for me. For what it could be, I feel like they could nail it a little bit more precisely, despite a lot of it being kind of very science fiction versus The Martian being more realistic, I guess.
Yeah.
But I did like it overall, and I was just looking at the Rotten Tomato score here. It's 95% on Rotten Tomatoes for critics and 96% for 10,000 verified ratings. That's really crazy. It's very, very fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, which is awesome, and I think it's definitely deserves to be fresh overall. Like we're again probably if we're in the same ballpark at 4 out of 5. If we were on Rotten Tomatoes as a scoring team, I feel like we'd be an 8 out of 10. That's way above that 6 out of 10 that they require to make it fresh.
Do you think this movie would have been better if it was directed by Ron Howard instead, and these guys were fired from it?
So that's a great question. But from the flip side, I love that question. Did you see that tweet? Somebody it was on social media. Somebody was saying, now this makes me wonder what a Han Solo movie called Solo: A Star Wars Story would look like with not Ron Howard, but with Lord and Miller.
These guys? No, I don't have Twitter. So I
not Twitter, social media. I don't use Twitter at all.
I didn't see nothing like that. I just know that these guys, they were fired off the Han Solo movie called Solo: A Star Wars Story, and Ron Howard took over. And
I love Ron Howard, and I think his tone is wildly different overall from most of his movies. I don't think there's anything as comedic as this that I've seen from Ron Howard, at the very least.
I'm sure he's directed at least one episode or two of Arrested Development. So
this is just way more. It's like laughs per minute. The Arrested Development, I feel like, is more subtle humor in a lot of ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did he actually? No, I don't think he did. I don't think Ron Howard directed Arrested Development.
A single episode?
I don't think so. That's a good question, because obviously he's the narrator in it. He's definitely involved, and he is definitely the executive, not executive, well, maybe executive producer, but he's definitely a producer. Did Ron Howard direct? Are you typing it? Because I don't have to do it if you're doing it.
Correct.
You got this?
Yeah.
I don't think he did. I'm guessing no. That's because I think I had checked this years ago when Arrested Development was hot.
Based on my search, which was Ron Howard Arrested Development direct.
Okay.
Nothing came up. So
I don't think so. I don't think so. That's actually a good thing. You could have thought that it would have been him. Not that I'm saying he hasn't directed any comedies. I'm sure there's some comedy adjacent movies directed, but I'm just saying in comparison to this movie's like very funny the whole way through. That's also why people love it. I think is like there's not a lot of action, I guess, in this film. It's not billed as that in that way, but I feel like comedy kind of replaces action, and that's kind of why I think the Marvel formula is so popular, is because you got this like blend of action and in comedy that is like keeps audiences engaged, whereas this movie very very science heavy, and then throws in the comedy as like the piece that pulls everyone together.
But
I'm
sorry, we were talking about Ron Howard taking over for the Han Solo movie called Solo: A Star Wars Story for these guys.
So the idea here is like, what would the Star Wars movie have been? Isn't that weird? Like, it seems cool. It seems like it would have been a cool movie to see the Han Solo movie. I don't know if it would have made sense with Han Solo necessarily, but I feel like I can see the trappings of what they did before Ron Howard took over in some way. I can kind of see it from remembering the Solo movie, but it would have been interesting to see.
Really, I remember the ending.
You do remember it?
I remember the ending.
Oh yeah, that stupid scene. Yeah, the bad scene. The scene that doesn't make any sense.
I don't really remember much else of that movie. I remember how he gets his name as well.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's been a while. We watched that in theaters, and I have not watched that since then. So
yeah, it seems almost more like a Tale of Two Directors. But I'm curious what they would have done with a Star Wars movie now.
Yeah, it's like you can kind of look back and be like, oh man, the Han Solo movie called Solo: A Star Wars Story would be so much better if these guys directed it. Look at what they did here. But at the same time, I mean, like, I don't know, maybe they learned a lot from that experience and then brought a lot forward and, toned down what they were trying to do. I think this movie is not the same tone as Star Wars either, right? Just because they're both kind of sci-fi, space stuff. I don't think they're perfectly related, for lack of a better term. So again, it would be interesting to see what they could have done in that Star Wars universe with that movie specifically. But I don't think, again, they're like, I don't think this movie proves that they would have done a better job than Ron Howard, if that makes sense.
Oh, no, 100% no. Yeah, of course. It makes me curious though.
Yeah, very curious.
Just curious what they would do in directing a Star Wars film. But
yeah,
it's cool. Ryan Gosling's going to be in Star Wars soon, so
yeah. Who's directing that Ryan Gosling Star Wars
Sean Levy
movie?
The Netflix.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Netflix's Stranger Things director, Sean Levy.
Deadpool 2.
Yeah,
Deadpool 2 and Deadpool 3. No,
just Deadpool and Wolverine. That's it.
Oh, he didn't do Deadpool 2? That was the other guy?
First one was Miller. What's his name? I'm forgetting it's the guy's first name. The guy who did Secret Levels. Secret Levels is the first guy. And then the second one
was that the John Wick guy?
Wait, is that the second one? Maybe I'm mistaken. Yeah. Let's just look it up.
Deadpool director.
I'll check Deadpool. You check Deadpool 2, yeah?
Tim Miller directed the first Deadpool.
Oh, Deadpool 2.
He left Deadpool 2. David Leitch directed Deadpool 2.
David Leitch. Oh,
and then Sean Levy directed Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah, Tim Miller wanted to keep the small budget, I think, and then Ryan Reynolds was like, I don't know about that. We should probably try to go bigger. That's what the rumors were. And then David Leitch of John Wick fame comes in Bullet Train. I guess Bullet Train was after. But then he does Deadpool 2, and then Sean Levy came in for Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Cool. All right. That's that for that movie. Pretty great. I was happy to see that in theaters. It was a good one to see in AVX too. I thought that was pretty cool. Oh, one thing to say about that. We saw it on a cheap night. It's Tuesday nights. It's cheap nights at Cineplex. Cineplex is the biggest theater chain probably in Canada, I think.
Yeah.
Across Canada.
I know it's cheap night, but the tickets were still like $14.
Oh, not even cheap. Crazy. Yeah, AVX. Yeah. My point was we went there on the least expensive day of the week. And my theory still stands. The people in the theater, when they buy tickets on cheap night, are very disrespectful. They're very disrespectful. There's people beside me that were like literally on their phone. The one guy was like, it was basically a couple. So it was like the guy and the girl. And the guy's like, basically, he's just telling this girl the plot points while she's on her phone, like not paying attention to the movie. Like, first of all, this is the representation of our issue in our society in some way. Like, not to say like back in my day, but still, you can't be off your phone for 2.5 hours. That's just too much to ask.
Yeah.
Like, they were definitely younger than us. They like, we saw them get in a car and leave, and somebody was driving.
They were young. They were stupid.
They were loud. That was the issue. They were very loud.
I gave them very dirty looks as we were leaving the theater. And then in hindsight, I was like, I'm a white dude staring these not white people down. They were like, this guy's racist as shit. Like, they were probably like looking at me like, this racist fucking piece of garbage. And I'm like, no, I don't care what race you are. I care that you didn't shut the fuck up in the movie theater. Okay.
Right. Yeah, they were sitting beside me, and I was while the guy, every time the guy like was chiming in was pretty loud. He thought he was being quiet, I guess, but he was basically toning down. He was whispering more when it was quiet moments in the movie, but then when it was like loud moments, he was like kind of trying to talk over the movie to his girlfriend. I'm like, guy. So I would look at him in the eyes, but he would never make eye contact. I was trying to make eye contact and be like, "Are you gonna do like kind of give him an eye movement? Like, are you gonna do this the whole time? Are you gonna are you actually?" But he didn't look.
You should have said something, because there was people directly in front of us.
Yeah.
So it was you, your wife, me, right in the middle.
Yeah.
My pal David and my pal Jackie. Right.
Yeah.
And there's two people directly in front of David and Jackie, and same thing. These guys weren't talking, but the one guy just kept on pulling out his phone, brightness to the max, just shining brighter than the freaking film screen. And David literally, like after like half hour in the movie, he literally leaned forward. He's like, "Get off your phone, Jesus Christ!" And then the guy went off his phone for the rest of the movie. That he would open his phone randomly. There was one point, like an hour and a half in, where he opened his phone, opened his Apple Wallet, scrolled through his cards, and then turned off his phone. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
what did you
an
just
addiction,
do?
dude. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, it's an ADHD addiction. It's a problem. It's seriously an issue. No, the problem with me doing that is because I had to lean past the girl this guy's dating, because the girl wasn't saying anything. So it's like I would have to be like,
"Well, tell her to get off the phone."
Quiet? But like, her phone wasn't that noticeable. I only noticed her phone was dimmed. She was responsible in that regard, at least. I was just annoyed with it because it's just like I was like thinking about our society more so. I wasn't worried about the brightness. The brightness wasn't visible. It was just she was on her phone at very low brightness, and then he's like talking really loudly at her. And I'm like, you need to do this? It seems unnecessary. Anyway, so I didn't want to lean over and say, "Can you shut up?" You also want to create an awkward moment.
Though I feel like we should be able to lean over and tell people to shut the fuck up. I feel like that we got to bring that back.
All right, you got to take the ends next time. I'll let you do it.
I'll take. It
depends on the next thing. If it's ridiculous, then I'll do it. But
that was ridiculous because they eventually did move. But the funny part is they moved to the other side, so they moved next to like my pal Jackie.
So it worked.
Like 2 hours into the movie, and then they just fucking kept on talking next to Jackie for like the last hour of the movie.
Did they say something over there? Did Jackie tell him no? Huh?
Jackie killed them after, actually.
Here's my reasoning here.
He planted a bomb in the car that they sat in.
Oh, Jesus. No, you did not. Here's the reasoning. The problem is I have this theory about Cheap Night, and it's like, you tell one person to stop, and I don't know if the people behind me are doing the same thing. It's like, am I the only dick here? You know what I mean? It's like that picture in Fargo of like all the fish going the wrong direction, and it's like, what if they're right and I'm wrong? It's kind of like that.
No, it's like,
I'm not certain.
No, it's what if you're
the
right
vast majority of Cheap Night people, because if you're not going on Cheap Night, let's say we're going on the opening night of Avengers Doomsday, okay? Like, it's not Cheap Night, and I think just largely most people are generally respectful. But these guys like around me, I'm like, I'm going to tell this guy to shut up. And then what if he has a problem with that? This guy could be some idiot. He's going to fight for his like the right for his girlfriend to be on their phone or something. Because he's not here for the right reasons. Did he steal the ticket? Did he even come in legally? This is the thing. Like when you're into
the country,
it's like to the theater.
Yeah, I know.
Why is it because they're brown? Huh?
Well,
that's you. You did that.
Oh my goodness.
You did that racist comment.
I did. I did stare at them with hatred in my eyes, and they definitely thought I was racist, 100%.
Right.
But I swear to God,
it's like causing an issue with a neighbor. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I think there's like a level, right? Well, for a neighbor, it's different because a neighbor, you're living next to them for a long while, right?
But that's the same thing with the movies. Like, I don't want to be the guy who calls it out and then it's got to be really egregious.
There was 5 of us. We would have won that fight. I'm telling you right now.
But I don't want to fight in a theater. It's packed. I'm trying. I pick my battles is my point I'm making. You got to pick the spot where it's like, I'm gonna look at him in the eye, and if he caught my eye, I might have said something if he got even worse. But for me, I kind of
waved your finger at him.
It's all about the picking your battle. Anyways, let's not belabor the point. Yeah. What else did you watch?
I've told people to shut up in theaters before.
Good for you.
When I was watching Barbarian specifically.
Oh,
there's this woman in the back, like directly behind us. We were in a large group, and she was just talking like, "Oh my God, this girl's so stupid!" Like literally, just kept on like talking about that for all the decisions the person was making. And then we got to like maybe 45 minutes in, and I literally turned around and I was like, "Can you please be quiet for the rest of the movie?" And she's like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. And then she was.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Susie Talker or whatever the...
Suki Snapper.
What was it?
There's Suki Snapper, Sally Soundtrack.
Sally Soundtrack. What's Suki Snapper?
She's the one with the phone where she's taking
pictures.
Oh,
she's taking photos.
Yeah, she's taking pictures.
Okay.
Selfies.
Yeah.
Suki Snapper. Sally Soundtrack.
All right. She's Sally Soundtrack.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool, man. What else did you watch this week?
I watched a couple. Speaking of racism, I watched Zootopia 2, Simon.
Okay.
And this movie is about racism,
diversity,
and gentrification.
Okay.
Not really a joke. It kind of is. It kind of is the premise of the movie.
Yeah.
It is really good, though. I really, really liked this movie. It takes place pretty much, within a year-ish after the first Zootopia. You got Judy Hopps, the rabbit. You got Jason Bateman as a fox. I forget his character's name. And they are police officers now. They're both on the police force.
Nice.
But there's never been a fox and a rabbit as partners on the police force. This seems off. Even though they solved a huge crime and conspiracy in the last movie, people are still like, I don't know about these two, And then they essentially, are trying to stop another conspiracy about where 100 years prior. Anyways, you know what? Why the fuck am I explaining the premise of this movie? Who cares? It's just really good.
Okay. Cool.
It's just really good. It's wholesome. Again, they have a little snake guy played by Ki Hui Kwan, and he's fantastic. Nice. I really like him in this movie. And I am going to actually explain kind of what the premise of the movie is. So 100 years ago, Simon.
Oh my God. Go on.
The lizards, the reptiles, and the mammals were living in harmony, right? They were having a good old time. But then a snake murdered someone. I forget, like a sheep or some shit. A mammal. Yeah, right. A snake murdered a mammal. And at that point, they pushed all the reptiles out of Zootopia, right? And now the family that essentially runs Zootopia is trying to expand Zootopia and take more of that land. And Judy Hopps is like, I think the snakes are going to try to stop them. I think these snakes are going to appear and cause an issue, and maybe try to kill someone. There's this tome of secrets, and the snake might want to take this tome for whatever reason. And gosh darn it, Judy Hopps is right. And her fox friend Jason Bateman, they see the snake come in. I forget the guy's name.
But you didn't say the actor's name who plays Judy Hopps.
Jennifer Goodwin. Jennifer Goodwin.
There you got it. Well
there
done.
you go. You like it?
Right.
You were trying to get me. You were trying to do a gotcha.
A little bit,
but you didn't.
A little bit because you don't know Jason Bateman's character's name.
I got you.
You're like flipping them. You're like flipping. Well, on one side you only know the character's name. On one side, anyway, go on.
Yeah.
Go on. Come on.
Yeah, and anyways, long story short, they find out that, you know what, maybe the reptiles, the snakes, maybe they didn't actually do the murder and they were framed for something. And so the conspiracy is actually like a twist. It's like a double conspiracy because now Judy Hopps is with the snake and she's trying to figure out what really went down.
Is this in the trailer? Are you spoiling this movie?
I've never watched the
Okay, well, try not to spoil it. Okay.
This is the first 20 minutes of the movie, okay?
Okay, but that doesn't matter.
This is the first 20 minutes of the movie.
I don't think that matters. I don't think it matters if it's in the first 5 minutes.
Then they go on a fun adventure.
Okay.
And it is about racism and gentrification.
Right. Okay.
And yeah, I really loved it. I loved it. It's a shame. Okay. It's a shame that they're all anthropomorphic animals and that the internet has ruined this. I don't know if you've seen the random memes about people over-sexualizing Judy Hopps. And it's unfortunate. Because people are fucking crazy, dude. People are crazy online, and they ruin something good and wholesome.
Right. Yeah, that's right. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I really liked it. Have you seen Zootopia too? Zootopia?
No. I should see it. I haven't had Disney Plus in a while, so I gotta jump back in. And when I do, I will watch.
Get it back for Daredevil.
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. That's the plan. Nice. Have you been watching Daredevil?
No, I watched the first 20 minutes of the first episode, and I was like, I don't have the attention span to just sit and watch something by myself right now. So
Okay.
I stopped watching it. I did the exact same thing with the first episode of Invincible season 4. I watched like 25 minutes and I was like, I can't sit still. I literally cannot sit still and watch something when I'm by myself. ADHD brain. We were talking about that. I have.
Yep.
I can't.
The girl, you're like that girl, but you didn't go on your phone while you were watching Project Hail Mary.
I need to be in a controlled space to consume media at times.
Okay.
Like I typically need to watch something with someone or at a specific place. So, if I'm watching movies at home, I'm typically watching it, with my wife or with a few of my friends. Like I watched the next movie I watched, Simon.
Oh.
Ta-da, transition. So I had my buddies come over. I was hanging out with my pal Jackie, Aaron, and my pal Sinan. And we were all, we just kind of wanted to have a casual night and watch a movie. So we decided to watch the Chainsaw Man movie, Reze Arc. I watched the Chainsaw Man anime. They released a movie that takes place again after that first season, and I assume they're still making a season 2, I hope.
Yeah.
And this movie's great, dude. This movie's really damn good. It's, it is still an anime movie. There are still these like tropey elements. The main character, Denji, is like, he's a horn dog. He's a 16-year-old guy, and he just wants to get laid, man. And, he wants to bang his boss, Makima.
Oh.
And I think she's in her 20s though. So kind of problematic, but anyways, I'm going off a tangent, but this movie is essentially about him meeting another girl that's closer to his age named Reze, and how the relationship blossoms and kind of what happens from that point on. Chainsaw Man, kind of the setup of it from the first season is a guy named Denji. He gets killed. He has this little devil puppet dog that saves his life and makes him become kind of a half devil person into Chainsaw Man.
He's got chainsaw arms, right? And a chainsaw head?
He's got chainsaw arms and a chainsaw face.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's what I remember.
And he just goes, wow, wow. And
Gotcha.
It's a bop, dude. I really love the show, and this movie I think is just, it's so well paced and really well written, actually.
Nice.
Again, a lot of these like really good emotional beats, and it takes its time building the relationship between these two characters. You should obviously watch the show before going into this movie. Yeah. If you ever plan to watch it. Because again, it takes place immediately after the first season. There are some references. There are characters from the show in this as well, obviously.
Yeah. This movie did really well in theaters. That was this year. That was earlier this year, right? That's the movie that you thought about going to.
I thought.
Oh, okay.
I think it was either like mid to late last year. And I was going to go, but then I didn't.
Yeah.
So I watched it on Sony Pictures Core, Simon.
Oh, nice. Sweet.
I bought it on there.
Oh, it wasn't free?
No.
With the 100 movies?
Because I have the PlayStation Plus premium subscription. You get movie credits. I mean. I use the movie credits.
Well, you just use movie. Oh, you just get movie credits. I thought you get 100 movies that rotate
You get
through.
a bunch. Yeah. So you get a bunch of movies like in a catalog that you can stream.
Yes.
But when I bought the premium during Boxing Week,
they gave you credits.
They give you 5 movie credits that you can use towards movies. So I own 28 Days Later on there. I own 28 Years Later on there. And then I own Chainsaw Man, Reze Arc, and Final Fantasy VII Advent Children.
Cool.
Those are the 4 movies I own on Sony Pictures Core.
Sweet. Okay, cool.
Yeah. All very similar in tone.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But, anything else? Anything else you dabbled in? Anything you watched, enjoyed this year, 2 weeks period?
No, man. That's really it.
Okay.
That's it. That's all, dude. I've watched a couple mini things, but nothing too crazy. The Valley's back, baby. The Valley.
Yeah. Exciting.
Yeah.
You love your reality TV.
I do indeed. So,
yeah.
But yeah, what else did you watch, you son of a gun?
The one I'm going to mention here, because I always kind of watch a little bit more than I mention, but this is not honorable mention, but a mention that I feel like is worth saying for sure. And I started watching on Crave an HBO show called White Lotus. I don't know if you've heard of it. No, I'm kidding. But there's obviously a lot of people that watch this show. It's very, very popular. White Lotus season 3 is what I'm on. I've watched the other 2 seasons. I might have talked about them, I feel like, on the other 100 episodes of the podcast, because it was I think that long ago. This cast for season 3. Yeah, it was a while ago. But this, even this season was a little while ago. At this point, it was a year ago, I think. Almost from when we were recording this.
Actually, I'm trying to think. Was this at the Emmys this past year, or was it the year prior? Even
it would have been at this past year. Yeah.
Okay.
They were there. They swept. Remember? Didn't they take all the acting? They had like 15. They had like 3 acting best actresses in the.
I think you're right.
Category.
You're right.
Yeah. Did they win one? Who won? Didn't they win? They lost. Isn't that what happened? I don't remember.
I feel like best actor was Noah Wyle. So for The Pit,
right?
That much I remember.
Yeah. But it was the actress award though that was like stacked. You know what's crazy? This is such a weird thing. So Mike White created the show, right? Mike White was on Survivor. Did you see this? Yep. He was in Survivor way long ago though, and he was returned for this recent season. I was like, whoa, okay. I don't know. I just don't know enough about Mike White. Well, Mike White can sure make a TV show. I am not the biggest fan of White Lotus season 1 and 2. I don't think they're bad at all. I think they're great. But this season, it feels like it hit its stride. Now, I'm not sure if it's kind of like a recency bias thing because I just went on vacation. And so like I have like a connection, you know what I mean? I like to have the synergy, I like to play Starfield while watching Project Hail Mary and For All Mankind, And so this is kind of the thing. I'm wondering if I'm getting a synergy of I've just went on vacation at a resort and I'm watching White Lotus and now I'm getting this, like I have this vacation vibe going. I just feel like the cast really, really, they jive well together. They work really well together. Ooh. Shoot. Hit my mic. Okay? Sorry.
Are you okay?
But I'm excellent. But they did such a good job with the casting and the overall writing and the way that they work off of each other in this one that I feel like it's better than the others. I also think the music it just works. It's always been the same composer. But it just seems like it works all together in a more synergistic way. It just feels, I don't know. I really like the season. I'm on the last episode. I'm on the finale, which is very long. It's an hour and a half. And I think that everything is coming to a fore. Like everything is coming to like the kind of the climax in such a cool way. I also think like, I don't know. Walton Goggins he's killing it. I think he's having a moment recently with Fallout in this show as well.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I feel like Walton Goggins is in so much and has consistently been in a lot of stuff, but now it's kind of I don't know. People are like really noticing him, especially with, again, as you mentioned, Fallout and again White Lotus But yeah, he's been so much prior to then. Like he was in like Vice Principals, Eastbound and Down. He was in a lot of Quentin Tarantino movies. He was in Sons of Anarchy. Like he's been consistently in a lot of things. And again, he's also in Invincible.
Just the one Quentin Tarantino movie, right?
Oh yes, I think you're right. The shack in the middle of winter.
Hateful, yeah. But I think that nothing is as mainstream as those two things combined. Like Fallout's capturing one audience and White Lotus is capturing another, and they're just such huge shows. I think the combination of those two things is why he's kind of blown up in this way. Because like Sons of Anarchy was pretty big, but I don't think it was as as zeitgeisty as White Lotus and Fallout together, especially. But he's not really that deep. He's not a main player in Sons of Anarchy, is he?
He's in it quite a bit.
Oh, he is?
He's not like main cast, but he is in it quite a bit.
He's a main cast in Justified. That's the first time I saw him. Yeah. And I think Justified is a really great show. I love it. Yeah. It's awesome. Cop show with Timothy Olyphant. Just really neat. But he plays kind of like a anti-hero type character. Pretty cool. I do recommend that show to everyone. Not necessarily to you. But yeah. Anyway, it's really cool. I like the season a lot, and I'm really impressed with it. They lost the composer, and I think that the music is really killer in this series in general. The composer decided to leave. I don't know if we had like some kind of creative differences or some reason, but let me double check that. That was the one thing that I was kind of sad about, because I feel like season 4 I feel like this show, I don't know if it's just hit, again, I'm confused whether this show has hit its stride just now, or if I'm vibing with it in a different way.
The synergy is pushing you forward with it.
yeah, but it's really good. And yeah, I'm really excited for the finale. I just held off. I was going to watch it today, but I didn't watch it today because there's an hour and a half and I wanted to be ready for the pod to record. And I just thought that an hour and a half is too long. So I'm going to do it tomorrow on Good Friday. So we're recording this on Holy Thursday, Adrian. Yeah, nice. Cristobal Tapia de Veer is the acclaimed Chilean-Canadian composer. He would not return. He announced he had conflicts, so he's decided to leave, not do season 4, which I think is unfortunate.
Like scheduling conflicts, not like conflicts on the set.
It just says conflicts. Doesn't say scheduling. Oh. Why did he leave? Oh, he had a feud with Mike White. So there's that. So that's unfortunate.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh well. But yeah, it's cool. It's the other I'm forgetting all the names. I should have brought up the name of the actors in it because that would have been smart.
Amy Lou Woodward.
I feel like the cast is overall very strong.
Isn't it Amy Lou Woodward? She's one of them.
Amy Lou Wood is amazing. She's really good. That's a great call. I feel like it's her and Walton Goggins. That combination is amazing. Amy Lou Wood, actually, it's funny because that would have been the name I would have remembered. But she's really incredible. It's funny. What else is she in? Have you seen her in anything else?
Sex Education is the only other thing I've seen her in. And
okay, cool.
By other thing is the only thing I have seen her in because I haven't watched White Lotus season 3. I've only seen the first season. So I said that wrong.
Right.
But yeah, no, she's in Sex Education. I really like her character. She's probably one of my favorite parts of that show.
Her expression in this show throughout, because there's a lot of wackiness in White Lotus, as you may remember from the first season. There's some wacky. It's kind of like it's a kind of a satire on rich people. I guess that's really what the show is largely about. Like it's a satirical look at the rich, and like how they go. Like it's funny because we're looking at this crazy resort, and we went to a resort and we're like, this is nothing like the resort we were at. Like we were at a 5-star hotel in the quotations. It was good. It was really great. It was awesome, but it's nothing like what this is. This is some other level. And I thought 5 stars was the top. I clearly don't know my hotel lore very much, but I just, the way that Amy Lou Wood's character reacts to the wackiness of some of the characters, like her facial expressions are golden repeatedly over and over again. She's probably the most entertaining person to watch in the entire season. She's excellent. But yeah, I just think the overall, like, White Lotus, the first season, like there's these storylines, these different storylines, and they kind of merge with each other in like various ways. They do that here too, but the storylines all feel super interesting. Like all of them do. It just feels like they kind of nailed every aspect of this season. It just feels like it. Maybe they'll fail in the finale because I'm on the last episode, but I really like it. I guess maybe I'll report back next week if it's a disaster or it's incredible. But anyway, yeah, that's what I've watched. That's what I watched this bi-week, Adrian.
Nice.
Are we ready now to move on to the montage, my friend?
Yeah.
I don't know how I've lost the document, but I have. It's missing. Oh, there it is.
I got it. Now on to the montage, a sequence of our show in which I briefly present at least 7 of the bi-week smaller news stories as Simon delivers a brisk verdict. Number 1, as announced by Assassin's Creed developer Ubisoft, production has begun on Netflix's Assassin's Creed TV series. The first season is set in ancient Rome.
Cool. I do sometimes like playing Assassin's Creed, Adrian. It's actually quite fun. I just jumped into Assassin's Creed Shadows again. So hopefully this is good, because that first effort with Michael Fassbender, not so good.
I never watched it. Number 2, according to publication The Hollywood Reporter, the Marvel Cinematic Universe's Hollywood-centered series Wonder Man has been renewed for season 2 on Disney+.
Excellent, because this is arguably the best show they have over at Disney Plus for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. What a great show. Amazing.
Wonderful. I got to get around to it. Number 3, Apple renewed its alternate history space race drama For All Mankind for a 6th and final season ahead of its 5th season premiere on March 27th, which is in the past.
Yes, that's correct. It is now in the past from the date we're recording this. That show is also incredible. Again, this is the space episode, Adrian. Or is that the name of this? Whatever.
This is the space.
This show is really good. It's on Apple TV Plus. People don't give the Apple TV Plus shows enough credit. It's so good. The production values are amazing. Mm-hmm. Go watch it. That's what I recommend. Except for you, Adrian.
That's good. Number 4. As publication Variety has reported, True Detective actor Mahershala Ali has been cast alongside Mark Ruffalo in the 2nd season of HBO's crime drama Task.
Pretty cool. We'll see how that goes. Mahershala Ali, very good in the True Detective season. That's why I put that in there when I wrote this up. But I'm curious to see. Task is very popular, so I'm curious to see how it plays off with Mahershala Ali.
Yeah. Number 5. Late night host and Lord of the Rings aficionado Stephen Colbert will co-write the script for producer Peter Jackson's upcoming Lord of the Rings film, Shadow of the Past.
This is one of 2 Lord of the Rings movies. They're making this is the 2nd movie. The other one's the Search for Gollum?
The Hunt for Gollum. The Hunt for Little Gollum.
You're right. So they got 2 going. I don't know. Should they just reboot this as a series instead of I don't know if they should double down on I love the Peter Jackson movies, but yeah, I don't know. This is a question mark for me.
Same. Number 6, as reported by Variety, Fantastic Four First Steps actor Paul Walter Hauser has been cast as a series regular in Netflix's upcoming Scooby-Doo live-action TV series.
This is looking kind of fun. Mm-hmm. I'm curious about this. We'll see how it goes. The cast is looking neat. I don't know. I don't think we know what Paul Walter Hauser is playing in this yet.
We do not.
Okay.
Number 7. According to Variety, ABC's Lost actor Sonya Walger has been cast as Freya in Amazon's upcoming God of War TV series.
Cool. She's awesome in Lost. Hopefully she's great in this. I still think that bad screen grab, but I think this show has a lot of potential to be great, especially because of who's attached.
I agree. Number 8. According to Deadline, Ryan Gosling has been cast in the next film set to be written and directed by Everything Everywhere All at Once directors Daniel Scheinert and Daniel Kwan, otherwise known as the Daniels.
Yes, the Daniels strike again. Have they made something in between Everything Everywhere at Once in this film? I'm thinking not.
I don't believe so.
This is really exciting. Another science fiction thing with Ryan Gosling. Does it say that? Or I didn't write that in? Oh, I think it's a science fiction film. Sorry, I didn't write that into the actual write-up.
It's okay. Yeah, I didn't write it in either.
I was going to throw the color in there when I actually presented it myself, but you took the reins, so
You lost the document.
I was trying to yank them back, but you just kept going.
You lost the document.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure I think this is a space movie as well. I'm pretty sure it's like a science fiction, at least a science fiction. So Ryan Gosling's in the new Star Wars, he was in Project Hail Mary, and now in this. That's very exciting.
Wonderful. And number 9, as Deadline reports, 30 Rock actor Alec Baldwin has been cast in Captain Fantastic director Matt Ross's upcoming crime drama, Cockroach, alongside actors Chris Hemsworth, Taron Egerton, and Zazie Beetz.
Stacked cast. Very curious. I think I saw a spoiler for this movie because it's based on a book. Mm-hmm. I think it was a spoiler, or maybe it's just revealed in the first minute of the actual movie or in the actual trailer. So I'm not 100% sure, but the premise of this film seemed very intriguing, so I'm very curious about it.
And that concludes the montage.
Wow, how do you feel? How do you feel presenting the montage for the first time ever after 132 episodes of not doing it?
I don't know, man. It felt pretty all right, I think. I did not half bad.
All right, sounds good.
I feel bad, though, for reading it because, you write all of this. I feel like I'm taking your credit, And it's like... Yeah, just a smidge. Yeah, I can take it 1 out of every 132 episodes.
Yeah, I'm good with that. I appreciate you reading it fairly well though, because it's less editing for me. Hopefully, it didn't take too long though, because you definitely read it slower than I read it. So hopefully, we make it in the time, because the montage music is only set for a certain amount. So hopefully, it fits. I think we're going to be okay.
If it doesn't fit, just have this awkward silence moving. From that
and then it's just a record scratch. Yeah. It's just awkward silence, and then I'd have to do it properly. But I just maybe I'll cut out some of my words, because I was a little bit lengthy too, because I've never done that before. I've never given my opinion on it. Yeah. There's been a couple weeks where you just go in and you just kind of say, "Cool," just leave it at that. Yeah, it's fine. I don't really give a shit about Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
There's been many times in which you've done that.
Yeah.
Good times. All right. Well, Adrian, it's now time to move into a trilogy of topical tidings, a component of our show where we discuss at least 3 film and TV industry news stories that have been somewhat zeitgeisty over the past 2 weeks. Adrian.
Yeah.
So the first, this one is probably the biggest news of the week, or the biggest thing of the week, I think. HBO has announced that the Harry Potter TV series will premiere on Christmas Day 2026. Although, funny enough, they previously said it was going to not come out this year. I think they said it was 2027. I thought that's what Casey Boys had said.
I think they did, yeah.
So they basically, the announcement for the date was at the end of the first trailer for the series, which was pretty lengthy and pretty cool. I think they revealed quite a bit of like the sets and the cast and things like that. And then also, just another note on this show, Casey Boys, head of HBO, had said that the production scale of the series is too large for annual releases, but the second season is currently being written, which is worrisome because obviously these kids age. So unless they're going to try to de-age them at a certain point,
children, or not let them grow up.
Yeah. They send them to Neverland in between seasons. It might this might cause a bit of an issue, or they'll just be like the Stranger Things kids and be way too old at the last season, which somehow I could just believe. I really didn't bother me that much, to be honest.
No, it didn't bother me at all.
I mention it because it was obvious. If you look at it, if you really look at the season, season 1, and then look at all the seasons and look at the cast, on a cast poster, oh yeah, that's a 25-year-old, and the last season. But it didn't really bother me that much. But I think that they should try to do that, try to nail that here, because it would be a little weirder in this, because this is very school centric, whereas I feel like Stranger Things became less and less about the school. You know what I mean? In the later seasons, you weren't being drawn to it because you're not watching them sit next to a bunch of students in a classroom very much in the last few seasons of Stranger Things. So I guess it didn't matter as much too. But if they didn't draw attention to their age, they did it in a wise way. I feel like the Duffer Brothers for Stranger Things. But so talking about this Harry Potter series, there was a bit of hubbub about the trailer. It was kind of mixed feedback overall. I feel like there was a lot of people really hyped about it, and then there was a lot of people, of course. The internet's a very negative place, so there's a lot of people who didn't like it. I'm curious what you think, having seen it maybe without even seeing the feedback. What was your impression?
I thought it looked pretty cool. I like Harry Potter a lot, and it's cool to kind of see it come into life. There's this... How can I word this? There's almost an uncanniness to this trailer, though, in a weird way. And I think that's mostly because it looks... very high budget, very high quality. The sets look awesome, but they also look very familiar. So you're watching it and it's kind of like a memory in a weird way. So I don't know if uncanny is the right word, but for me, there is this just a little bit, that's throwing me off while I'm watching it. It just seems like I'm almost in an alternate universe where I have a memory of the Harry Potter movies, and it's this is the trailer for the first Harry Potter movie, but it's different. So but besides that, without me, obviously bringing in that bias, I think this trailer was really cool. There wasn't much, I think, again, similar to how we kind of talked about the Lanterns trailer, where I thought, the reason there's not much green going on in that Lanterns trailer is probably because they didn't have the special effects ready yet. And I think the same thing with this. We don't see much magic going on. That's not really the focus. It's kind of just hey, look at these kids, look at these actors, look at these random little scenes. And I think that's the same thing. They probably just, haven't put the visual effects in, the Wingardium Leviosa or whatever the fuck.
I do think the Green Lantern, to be fair though, but the Green Lantern trailer, I do think part of it is they did want to ground it in more reality. So they're trying to, I think they're trying to pull in a different audience, which is smart. They're maybe trying to pull in the True Detective and the, what's the thing with Mark Ruffalo that I just talked about that has Mahershala Ali. Yeah, the Task audience. You want to pull in that kind of audience into this too, with a more grounded reality. Yeah. And so I don't think you're going to do that with Harry Potter. But you're right. There wasn't a lot of magic, was there? There wasn't really a lot of. There's not. I feel like the magic is more. Becomes more. I was going to say flamboyant. It becomes more spectacle when a grows like through the season, like through the actual seasons. It is going to be seasons, but through the books, like as the books grow, they're doing more complex and mature spells, and I feel like it becomes more not obtuse. What I'm trying to say, like really, you know what I'm saying, like very aggressive magic,
flashy.
more obvious, flashy.
Yeah.
It's not the word I was looking for, but yeah, that's exactly my point. Like it became more flashy as it went on. Whereas in the first movie, it's kind of like the wonder is in the set design in some way, more so. And there's like really subtle
this broom floating,
right? The brooms, yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's kind of an interesting thing too. But yeah, I agree with the uncanny thing 100%. That's for sure. And you know what it is about this? And I saw a lot of comments it was on YouTube, I think, maybe the comment section for YouTube, which is always going to be negative anyway. But there was a lot of comments like, oh, we already got this, or like, oh, this looks exactly like that. It looks like a cheap version of the Harry Potter movies. And it's like, you know what it is? I think what's going to end up happening with this too is that as time goes on, we're going to just see these characters as the new Harry Potter cast. Yeah. Right now, it's hard to do that because we're so familiar with these honestly, very well reviewed and very well regarded and well watched films that are very well done, which is kind of sometimes rare for adaptations. Like they're not always perfect, they're not always great, but that's a lot of movies. 8 movies, and they were all pretty great, to be honest. There's some criticisms I have for some of them, but I feel like overall it was a great set. And
it's consistent. Like I think it's a consistent franchise. Like it always hits a specific level of quality. I don't think there's any severe misses in that entire 8 movie run.
But because we're so used to that cast, I think that's part of it. And I think as we watch the first season, that feeling will go away. I think that was my point. You know what I mean? That will go away as time goes on. It's like a time thing. Yeah. If they do a good job, if it's bad, then that's a whole other story. But if they do a good job, which this trailer I think leads me to believe that they're doing an okay job here, it's going to be quite interesting to see. Yeah, there's also other backlash about some of the politics of it all. Yeah, but that's a different story.
It is interesting though, because like so I'm of two minds about the whole like black Snape thing. I don't care that he's black personally, but I do find it like a odd choice that they chose to make Snape the one black dude, right? And that they gender swapped him. Jesus, race swapped him compared to the movie, or I guess the books. I never read the books fully, just because it's like everyone's side-eyeing this guy. Like Harry Potter's like this old black dude. He's the bad guy. And it just, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like you could have done it with any other character without it being as much of a, kind of weird situation. I just find that an odd choice, as well as like they also, like Hermione in particular, like she's, I don't know what race that little girl is that's playing her, but she's not like just, like white, like Emma Watson was. And it's like, you changed her. And like one of the terms that they always call her is mudblood. I'm like, why did you change like these two characters? That it almost feels like it's an actual racism thing at this point, as opposed to, I don't know, like if you changed Harry Potter and Harry Potter was a black kid, it's like, I don't think that really would have impacted the story whatsoever. But now it's
more people would complain about it, I'm sure. But
100%.
You're right, that wouldn't have mattered at all. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I don't think it impacts it. But now it's like, okay, cool. Snape's a black guy, and the Harry Potter, this little white kid, is looking at Snape as he's the villain. The one black professor is the villain.
That's fair, but
also Snape his dad is bullying him. Like back in the past, It's like, again, is Harry's dad it's like, I'm not bullying him because he's black. I'm just bullying him because I don't like Snape. And it's like, I just feel like you could have chosen different characters to make black. Make like a Hagrid black or Dumbledore black. I don't think it would have caused issues at that point. So again, I'm looking at it from that perspective.
It's a little bit strange, yeah. Because like Snape, but to be fair, Snape is the bully of Harry Potter, right? Not his father, but obviously, but
yeah,
like, it is the other way around. Like Harry Potter's not really bullying Snape,
but he's side-eyeing. He's
side-eyeing because he's treating him like shit.
No, because he thinks that he's the bad dude. Like
because Snape's being a dick to him right from the beginning. That was the whole reason.
Yeah,
He's being side-eyed by Snape. He's getting the opposite of preferential treatment. He's being picked on by Snape, like on a consistent bit. That's how it starts. That's why he doesn't like Snape right from the get-go. He's like, what's wrong with this guy? Why is he picking on me? I don't understand.
Yeah.
That was the kind of the whole idea. But the other bit is hard because like the part with his father picking on him, like there's some really wacky things that he does to the guy that are kind of
he like fucking hangs him from like a tree.
Like, which is terrible for the fact that he's black in this case.
Exactly.
But again,
it's just
I've said this before. It matters less if you really mix the cast in terms of mix the race of the cast. I feel like, but it kind of feels like it's not really that way.
Yeah, they did it for two people. Again, Snape and then Hermione, and again,
who's called a mudblood.
Yeah, who's called a mudblood. It's like, okay,
which is weird.
Weird choice.
I don't know why. Yeah, why would they do that? That's an interesting choice for Hermione but it is. She's mixed race. It looks like this actor. It's Arabella Stanton, I think her name is. It looks like she's mixed race. Like her real life mother and father, I think, they're just like two different races, which is kind of interesting because that's what mudblood is. Kind of, it's like a person with magic and not. But why are you so on the nose with? It's just like weird. Why be on the nose with this?
Yeah,
and then it's kind of on the nose with the bullying too for Potter. What's the elder Potter? I can't even remember his father's name. I don't know if
Dad Potter.
Harry Potter's father. Yeah, you're right.
James,
it's like, why,
James Potter, isn't it?
James Potter is bullying him, and then you could perceive it. If you're looking from the outside looking in, you don't know the story. You just see a clip. You're like, oh, this kid's being hung from a tree because he's black. You know what I mean? It is weird.
Crazy.
Like, but why?
It's crazy.
Why do that to yourself? You didn't have to. You're right. Why not make Hagrid black?
Yeah. I feel like you could have honestly done any of the other characters except for Hermione and Snape. And again, people would have just complained for the sake of complaining it. But like the points that I am personally bringing up right now, they would not apply. You got freaking, what's his name? The little kid. Oh my God. I mean, I guess they're all little kids. Neville Longbottom. His biggest fear is Snape. When they have that wardrobe and his biggest fear is Alan Rickman as Snape in the movie, right?
Right, yeah, that's a problem too.
Now Neville Longbottom's the person he's most scared of is the one black professor at the fucking Hogwarts. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And also,
too. Yeah, you're right.
I think my biggest issue.
I want to take what I said back for a second, though. Sorry. I said, why not make Hagrid black? That's a stupid example. Just anyone. It could be anyone, as you said. I feel like that don't point out any one person. It's just that particular choice is the issue. It's not the flip side of any other professor, is the point where I think we're both making. It is a good point. I don't think it will matter in the end, especially if they do it delicately. No. But it's funny I feel like it's more funny because what you said is that they're both of those characters were chosen to be Hermione. It
doesn't seem like I don't think. And they're
name another character that it would have mattered. That's the thing. Would it have mattered with anyone else? Dumbledore, Filch, Professor McGonagall.
I guess the
Harry
only
Potter,
other person,
Ron Weasley. Well, Ron Weasley's a bad idea because I think you got to give him red hair and freckles.
Yeah,
that's part of the.
You're gonna have like this. They're going to make another character black, and I guarantee you it's going to be like Peter Pettigrew or something. The guy that turns into a fucking rat. And then at that point, that's a pattern. That's a pattern. They're deliberately doing that. And it's like, dude, what the fuck? But apart from all this stuff, I just think it's Papa Asidu.
Yeah.
He is far too handsome. I don't know if he's a doctor. All I'm going to say is
Doctor Who.
I've never watched Doctor Who. I don't think he's in Doctor Who.
Isn't he?
No. You're thinking of who played the Doctor?
At one point, there's like 15 doctors, so.
No. There's only been one black doctor, and it was the guy that was also in Sex Education. I forget that actor's name.
Oh, there's only been one black doctor?
Yeah.
Oh.
And again, obviously people were upsetty spaghetti about it. But I think Papa Sidu he's far too handsome to be Snape as well. He's just like this really handsome dude.
Why does that matter? Well, I guess it matters a little bit.
A little bit.
I feel like Alan Rickman's kind of handsome, though, isn't he? Handsome dude? No.
Again, I don't want to be disrespectful to the late Alan Rickman, but like Alan Rickman's not. That's right. Like I look at this Papa Sidu guy, and I'm like, this guy's like he's an attractive dude. Like he's hot.
Yeah, I can see.
He's like Glenn Powell. Like Glenn Powell's hot. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Alan Rickman, I'm not looking at him like Alan Rickman's hot. He's just Alan Rickman's a guy. Like
he's really young though, isn't he? Papacito is quite young too. That's an interesting choice
young
in comparison to Alan Rickman when he played the role. That's a weird choice too in that way. I'm curious what they're clearly choosing that on purpose. I hope on purpose.
Yeah, he's 35 years old, this guy. So.
I don't think I've seen anything with him. Oh, I've seen Men. He's in Men?
I don't remember him in Men. I feel like there was two characters in Men. Oh, he's the boyfriend. Or the husband. The boyfriend.
Okay. Gotcha.
He is. Okay.
That movie's creepy as hell.
I really like that movie.
It's good, yeah. Yeah, okay. I don't think I've seen anything with him in it.
Yeah. But anyways.
Interesting.
Again.
And again, to point out, like, I mean, I'm sure you'll do great based on like what I'm looking at for his filmography. Like, he's been in a lot of cool things. That's great. I think he's known to be a great actor. I can see where you're coming from. I can see where you're coming from. Again, they just got to make sure they're delicate with it, I suppose. You just don't know. Don't want people to like kind of point things out like that. Cause it's just, we're in a weird time. It's also very toxic internet time as well. So it creates an issue. No, yeah, it's very, very sane right now. But yeah, okay. Yeah, I can see that. I'm not too worried about it, to be honest, but I know you've mentioned it before on this podcast as well. So
yeah. But anyways, I am excited about this, so I'll definitely watch it. I don't know if my wife's really watched much of Harry Potter, so I think it's going to be kind of cool watching this, and then she can kind of experience the story. Good time. What do you think the likelihood is that they're going to complete the series with all the shit that's going on and all the cuts going on? And again, like, what if it's bad? You know, like, I don't think it's going to be. It looks, again, from the trailer that they're nailing the tone, and I think the cast is looking pretty darn great. But do you think there's like a high probability that this is not going to get finished?
They're putting so much investment in the sets and stuff like that I imagine they want to reuse. So I think a lot of the money will be upfront in some capacity. So, and I also think that like they've signed John Lithgow for a number of years, and I think that they're planning for the long haul. Obviously, they think it's going to be really big. And I think that if it's good in the first season, that's when we can predict it. If it's bad in the first season, then we could potentially be seeing a failure. And I think at that point it will end at season 3 or something like that, 3 or 4. And it would, but that's because of a failure. And I'm not seeing that from the trailer at all. It feels like they're getting the details correct. The interesting thing though, like I'm going to go back to this, open up I'm trying to see like who, Francesca Gardner, I'm not super familiar with. I'm surprised we didn't look into this as a deeper connection. Because for me, I determine whether it's going to succeed based on who's involved. This is the biggest thing. The executive producer, the showrunner, the directors involved. That's kind of what matters. She was a consulting producer on Succession. She was involved in His Dark Materials, another book series.
We actually did talk about this. I actually remember talking about this.
And Killing Eve.
Mark Mylod being...
What'd she write? She wrote...
We definitely talked about this.
She wrote Man in the High Castle, which is very well regarded.
Yeah.
His Dark Materials. Yeah, that was a little bit more mixed reception, I feel like. I like that book series. Yeah, interesting. The directors, though, did we talk about the directors?
Yeah, we talked about Mark Mylod being...
being part of it. Yeah. Mark Mylod's going to do a few episodes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's just doing the first one. I think we talked about that in the montage, is that Mark Mylod is directing the first episode to set the tone, which is cool. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's the only director listed here though, interestingly. Unless anyone else. Unless he's doing like a lot of episodes. It just says him for one episode. In IMDb. Maybe there's more detail elsewhere. But okay. Cool. Yeah, I don't know. I'm then there's like obviously there's the whole J.K. Rowling controversy. That's just like I feel bad for John Lithgow too, because like he considered quitting. Apparently, that came up in an interview at one point because he was being threatened or like attacked online because of the fact that he was a part of this. It's like, how could you do this because of J.K. Rowling's opinions. J.K. Rowling's opinions. The problem with them is that they become more and more crazy, and she's actually funding like anti-trans stuff more so than she was before. Like initially, it wasn't really about that, and so it is kind of unfortunate because she is an executive producer. Unlike Hogwarts Legacy, she is involved in this in a deeper way, from my understanding. So she's always involved, and she's going to make money. That's for sure from this.
Yeah.
Which is sucks when you take a look at the fact that she's going to use that money to fund bad things. It's like Chick-fil-A, you know. For a long while, I'm not a big fan of Chick-fil-A because they funded actual anti-LGBTQ things for a while, but then they toned that down. I think recently, I always wonder like less so about people because J.K. Rowling's a person, not a business. But I always wonder like about people like a CEO of a business or like people who run a bit like business or like any business donating to causes or like contributing to causes that are incredibly inherently political. Like I just think about Elon Musk. It's like, guy, do you have to do that though? Like why alienate half the population when you're a businessman? That's your main thing. Like that's your main thing is you want to make as much money as possible.
Well, to be fair, like back in the day, he was alienating the anti-LGBTQ people back in like 2018 because he was so pro like gay people and like
you just change.
Like, if you have a problem with LGBT, then don't buy my vehicles. And now it's like
the exact direction. Opposite.
Yeah,
right.
The pendulum swung.
Great.
So
awesome.
I don't know, man. I think I mean, we've talked about this, I feel like, to death a couple times. There's so many other people involved in this, and I know she is technically involved, but it's like this is creating hundreds of jobs for so many other people. It's bringing a lot of entertainment. She created the franchise, but I don't think I guess she's going to make some money off of it. But like, so are a lot of other people.
She owns the rights.
So it's one of those things. Like again, it's not like she's fucking killing babies.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess where do you draw your line?
My line. Is that the only line you draw? That's where you draw your line? Is that what you're saying? That's the next sentence after you said that. I guess it matters where you draw your line. Like, yeah. But that's my line is a little bit. It's in a different place. Let's just say that. I don't know. Yeah,
I'm gonna watch the shit out of this.
I recommend people vote with their wallet if they're deeply they deeply believe in something. But I also think that I don't know. There's like I don't think you necessarily have to be shaming people, especially John Lithgow. And I will say this, and John Lithgow has said this. The weirdest thing about this series and the weirdest thing about this book series is that it's incredibly inclusive.
Yeah.
That is, it's known for that. That's the Mudblood thing and all that stuff was about discrimination and all this stuff, which is completely ironic considering what J.K. Rowling is backing now. It's very weird in that regard. I don't understand why. Why? like you have to do this? Like just try to create a world for us all. It's very strange. I don't understand why you did create a world for us all. You created a very diverse fictional place, but then that's about kind of equality and about kind of standing up for the little guy, anti-bullying kind of sentiments, but then she's bullying now in real life.
She just took it too far, and I think again she was, I don't know, she was probably pushed to that point as well because she made
that's not an excuse, but sure.
And I'm not saying it's an excuse. I'm just saying she's been pushed to that point, and it's not like she's ever gonna be able to come back. I don't think people are gonna, even if she becomes apologetic, there's always gonna be people that I think will hold it against her. And
but come back it's a shitty situation. It's all relative, right? So you double down. That doesn't work that way. To me, that's really poor excuse for her. It's okay, I'm going to go deeper into this hole because people online are being mean to me. You're a billionaire, lady. You're a billionaire. Surround yourself with other people. Don't look online. Online is a bad place. I wouldn't even be engaging with it. X is a terrible place. That's where she initially got in hot water for her tweets in the first place. Mm-hmm. I don't know. That's crazy. To me, it's crazy. I get what you're saying, though. It's hard for anyone to come back from that in that way. In the public sphere, like who is ever going to? People don't forgive. This is a big problem in our society. There's no nuance, so no one's going to forgive her ever. But she's got to have some kind of moral center. It doesn't really matter whether people forgive you or not. You kind of have to find a moral center that's not crazy. This has gone off the beaten path. Because we talked about it in the very beginning when she made her statements. We were talking about it like her statements were actually kind of more centered than they are now. They're nowhere near right now what she was saying, but in the beginning. She was very much for women and all that stuff. And then they called her this, whatever, anti-trans feminist or whatever the acronym is.
Yeah, what is that called?
I don't remember. But then she's like owned it. She eventually was like, I'm not that. And then she just owned it after. It's like, okay. Why? No. So you just weren't truthful before? Or like, no, it's because she was pushed, as you said. But it's like, you have to moral center yourself. Like do you not have like you that, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Swayed?
I mean,
it seems strange. But anyway, it sucks. I'm curious. That is something that's a little bit of a blight on it. For me, even so, a little bit. I don't know. I'm not going to watch it. I'm going to watch it. So
yeah,
in that sense, I'm voting with my wallet.
At least she's not on the Epstein list.
No, she wouldn't be on the Epstein list. Yeah.
So we'll take our wins.
It'd be cool if she was crusading. I wonder if she's crusading against the Epstein thing. That would be a good one to crusade for, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
You could get her in people's good books. Oh, man. I don't know. I try not to look into it anymore because it's just so depressing. But I really like Harry Potter. And I like what's Harry Potter. That's the main thing. That's why I can vote with my wallet for this, in my opinion, is because what Harry Potter stands for, what it's about, it's the opposite of what she's saying. So it's like, that to me, I think it means a lot because it's not just some random frivolous science fiction story or some, medieval fantasy that's just random. It is something that is about that. It's about anti-bullying and about anti-discrimination. It's like those themes are throughout it. It's very strange. So that's, I don't want to belabor this either. But anyway, I'm excited for this series and I'm curious to see how it turns out because it looks like it's going to be good so far. And I'm happy that they pushed, like they kind of lied about the date and then gave us the Christmas date. Christmas is a perfect time for this show to come out. I don't know, something about Harry Potter always reminds me about Christmas. It's those Christmas, I was going to say episodes, but those Christmas moments in the movies that really always kind of, there's almost nothing like, it's like it's a personification of Christmas in a deeper way than a lot of Christmas movies in some way. I don't know what it is. The giant tree, Hogwarts Castle. It's a very Christmassy place. Harry Potter with his his knitted scarf and the snowy owl flying over the snowy plains of the grounds in Hogwarts Castle. It's awesome. So, yeah. Yeah, okay. Cool. Sweet, man. Yeah. All right. Well, it's time to now move on to the next story here. Netflix has increased the price of all subscription tiers by $2 in the United States. I did not see anything about this in Canada. Maybe I missed it. But as of now, they did not increase the price in Canada. The craziest thing about this is that the price is $26.99 USD. We, as far as I remember, for the premium edition of premium tier, we pay for it at $23.99 Canadian dollars. Mm-hmm. If you convert that to American, that's like $30 or something. So how are they paying more than us? But if you convert like $26.99 American to Canadian, sorry,
$482.
I did that incorrectly. I did the conversion wrong. Sorry,
yeah.
$27 would be around 32 something, I think, dollars Canadian. But we don't have that payment here. Ours is like $23.99. So I'm not asking for them to increase the price.
It would be because $37.58 right now.
30 what dollars?
$37.58.
Jesus.
Canadian. Yeah.
Okay.
It's crazy. So, that's expensive.
It's expensive at $23.99. And I've been canceling and coming back to Netflix repeatedly because I don't think, unfortunately, their content is good enough to stick around for the entire year. No one's content is good enough to stick around for the entire year at that price point, in my opinion. Yeah. I just don't think that's worth it. With the fact that there is no more password sharing, that makes it impossible for me to do that because I can't share it with my family. which I was doing for years and I can no longer do because of the crackdown on password sharing. Now, many people might say, well, you can get around it with blah, blah, blah. I don't care about getting around it. That's their policy. They made their bed. But that didn't seem to affect them. These price increases, people seem to keep subscribing. And the question I have is why? Why aren't more people canceling and coming back based on their data? They seem to be improving year on year. They're not declining in quarterly. They seem to be doing pretty well. And they've got a lot of content. I don't have a lot of interest in, to be honest, but I don't know. There's a lot of problems. One of the issues is I use an Apple TV, and the Apple TV app is not supported by Netflix, and it makes it harder for me to discover their content. And I've said this many times. Oh, yeah. I don't know why they're obsessed with they need to do their own thing. It's weird too. They're like, oh, we just got the cancellation fee from buying Warner Brothers. We just got this, whatever it was, $1 billion. What was the amount that they got?
Wasn't it like $3 billion or?
It was a lot of money.
It was like $3 to $6 billion
the deal falling through
in that range.
Right. We got that money back, and we're no longer buying Warner Brothers, but suddenly we're going to increase it by $2, even though we didn't even create more value. Like there's no more value than there was last year when there was another price increase last year. You tell me, I'm talking too much here. What do you think about this? It seems crazy. And do you think that this is going to get translated to Canada? Because we're now lagging really far behind them.
I hope it doesn't. Obviously, I don't really want to pay more right now. I have Netflix, but so my family pays for it, and I was leeching it off them until they kicked me off. And then there's like an $8 add-on where you can watch it, like add an additional household. So that like I'm essentially paying $8 a month for my Netflix subscription right now, and it's more than worth it for $8 a month. It doesn't bother me there. But yeah, again, $26.99 is absurd. USD again. If it was like $38 Canadian, that's just bananas, man. I don't think the value is there anymore. But I think it's tough. I'm trying to like, how can I phrase this? I think that's still valuable to certain types of people. If you have if all you're paying for is Netflix, there's a shit ton of content on there. You don't really play video games, and you don't have cable, and all you're doing is, watching Netflix. I think the value is still there. But for someone like me and you, who we have multiple interests, we don't just watch Netflix. We play a lot of video games. We like other streaming services. You're doing the thing where you're canceling and going to different streaming services. I'm doing a very similar thing as well. I just don't think that paying that much is worth it whatsoever for guys like us. So again, I'm trying to be, add a little bit more of a balanced perspective, but again, I do think it's absurd.
But people are buying especially, in. And that's what's so strange to me. Is it just because they're forgetting to cancel, or they just don't have the discipline to do so? Because there's a lot of streaming services. Dude. It's not just Netflix,
Yeah, I think that's a factor because, it's laziness. I've definitely fallen guilty in the past where I just let a subscription keep going because I just kind of forgot to cancel, or I'm like, I'll get around to it, and you just keep on procrastinating. But also, I feel like canceling a service. So I upped my Disney for Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. I'm canceling it again, and then I'll probably just re-up it once Daredevil's all done and binge it. Or actually, Vanderpump Villa is coming out soon, so maybe I'll do it again for that. But when I was trying to cancel Disney Plus, it literally is like, "Are you sure you want to cancel?" And then you go, "Yes." Tell us why you want to cancel. Yeah, then you put in the reason, and I had to click cancel 5 times before it let me cancel. So I think at a certain point, some people are also just like, well, maybe. Okay. And then they just, keep paying for it. I think there are people like that. So yeah, again, I'm trying to, I guess, give a little bit more of a nuanced perspective, but it's pricey.
It's weird.
It's pricey. And they're not really coming out with that much. I feel like they don't have crazy franchises anymore. One Piece, I think, is doing very well. Season 2 is rated incredibly well. But I don't think that they don't have anything on the level of, Stranger Things, I think, was the last really truly big show they had. But prior to that, they had House of Cards, they had other shows that I can't think of off the top of my head. They have these like big, for lack of a better term, blockbuster TV series that everyone watched, right? Yeah. And now I feel like we don't have that anymore with Netflix. Like they don't have their next big franchise.
I just think that they make so much, and it's just not. I think about the discoverability of Apple TV, but I'm on an Apple TV box, so it's like, is it because their discoverability on Apple TV is good because their box is like accentuating it? Is that what it is? Because I think about the discoverability on Netflix, and you're right. You can't even think of the shows that are popular on Netflix. Why is that? And I'm wondering if it's like, is it because it's all being drowned out by like the wrestling content, the boxing matches, the reality TV show content?
Yeah.
There's that. Remember there was that random furries freaking reality TV show? Like what? Ugh. And then there's the good ones you watched. You thought they were okay for the reality shows. Like, and there's like, it's just a mix of stuff that's not really necessarily amazing, but it's not bad. There's a lot of good stuff. I think Ozark's a great show as an example.
Ozark's awesome. Again, I like One Piece.
Obviously is great.
Beef is coming out soon with their second season. The first season's awesome. Yeah. Like they have a lot of good stuff, and they still have some TV shows, like network TV shows, that you can still access on there. But I feel like it's getting less and less as the years have gone on, right? Because so many different providers have created their own streaming services, and they're putting their backlogs on there instead of Netflix. So it is kind of interesting that the price of Netflix has been going up year over year, but technically the value you're getting out of it, not because the price is just going up, but just in general, is less than it has been before.
I don't know that it's less though. This is the thing. Like, are they spending the same more money, and that's where the value is going? Like that's where the price is going up. But the problem is that they just trying to capture different audiences, and that doesn't make it worth it for me though. The value is the same for Simon, and now the value might be if you're the most eclectic taste ever, and you're watching, Squid Game to like you're watching other maybe foreign TV shows as well as the ones that are more localized into the US, and the movies that they're making like Frankenstein, and there's like the Marriage Stories and all that stuff. You're kind of looking at like this very roundabout eclectic taste. So maybe not roundabout, well-rounded, I should say. Mm-hmm. I think maybe that would maybe make it more valuable, especially for discoverability because you're on Netflix all the time. But again, as you mentioned, we're on multiple apps. Like, are we not seeing it because we don't? It's just we don't watch random shit. We try to watch the good stuff because that's the whole idea.
I watch random
shit. You watch reality TV show. Yeah. TV shows.
I do watch random shit.
Yeah, but I don't do that. I'm very, very specific. And so to me, the value has kind of stayed the same. It's not bad. It's still pretty good. The problem is that it's not better for me. I don't care about Jake Paul fighting some other guy he threatened, I don't care. Yeah. About him fighting Mike Tyson or whoever's next. I don't, that's not what I'm into, but I'm clearly paying for that. Right. I'm still going to pay for it. I know that's where, like, again, I think Apple TV is my favorite streaming service. It's got the highest quality content per show, and there's not that many of them. It's not like I have to like sift through them to find a good one. I don't have to sift through them at all. There's no random network shows that they licensed on there. There's just the shows they make, and they're all very high production values typically. Like from Dark Matter to For All Mankind to Shrinking to Ted Lasso. I can name them really quickly, rattle them off too. Yeah. And so, I don't know. I feel like that's kind of an issue they're facing.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a strange thing that they seem to have going on there. Yeah. And as it increases in price, I just can't really fathom, like, it's going to be even less months that I'm going to have Netflix. And I can't, again, discoverability, because they don't want to subscribe. They don't want to deal with Apple for the Apple TV apps, like kind of up next feature. I don't remember when a new season even comes out because it doesn't show up on there. They think they're like sitting pretty, and I guess they are because they are not declining. There's no declining in. I think people should vote with their wallet. If they're upset about this price, why are you subscribing every month of the year? I also say this: I unsubscribed, and it says that I was a subscriber. The last time I was a subscriber was the time it says subscriber since. It would be like member since this date. So it says member since 2026. It's like I subscribed in it when it was the very original Netflix. They're trying to like, they're like, what are you beating me down by giving you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? Where it says member since, it tells you in your
like
account.
Psychological warfare. They're trying to be like,
it's not psychological. It makes me want to stay away. I'm like, oh yeah, you don't appreciate the fact that I spent literally, I paid for Netflix for 10 years for my family. As soon as you did this password sharing shit, I left. That's why I left it. So it's kind of it's like, what's psychological? I guess it's psychological warfare. And it's almost like you want to make me feel bad. I don't want to come back. It's like, it didn't work. It backfired. So anyway.
Yeah, it is a shame though. Because they're not the only ones increasing their prices.
Yeah,
like even in the video game space. I mean, we talked about it. Like Microsoft increasing the price of Game Pass by literally 100%. PlayStation has increased the price of their subscription. They increased the price of all their consoles as well.
That's a whole different story. That's
Amazon.
But you can root that back to something. What can you root back to value for the? I mean, I guess it's the same problem. You can't really. Root.
Amazon just increased they're doing a price increase for their Prime Video now. They're paywalling their 4K streams as well as ad free to a higher $5 a month tier now. So you got to pay a $5 a month data.
That's Canada. I think it's just US, man. We haven't been hit by a pay increase for Prime ever. Yeah. It's crazy. Prime is an insane value.
I love Prime.
Why is that?
I fucking love Prime.
Every time we see a price increase, it's always the States. It's not us. Maybe you're right. Maybe it's the $5 going to affect us.
But either way, I mean, point still stands. Netflix is just increasing it in the States right now. So, and Amazon did add the, where you got to pay money to get ad free for Prime Video in Canada.
That's okay though, because you get the 4K without. Oh, you're right. Starting April 10th, Amazon is increasing the cost for ad-free Prime Video in Canada, rebranding it as Prime Video Ultra.
Yeah,
the extra $5 a month. It's not going to be 4K anymore. That is annoying. Yeah. But that's still the most value. I don't know what the hell that would be. $15 a month. Then how is it so cheap?
Mm-hmm.
They have a lot of content. It's pretty
technically
crazy.
Less because it's Prime is $100 a year, isn't it?
Yeah, if you pay for the year instead of $10 a month. It's $10 a month, though. If we're going to compare apples to apples.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. No, Prime's great, man. They just added that Crime 101 movie.
I know. That's their film. And their film is Project Hail Mary, so I imagine right after it's done its run in theaters.
Their best performing movie of all time in theaters.
Yeah. That's cool.
Look at me. Look at me bringing stats to this.
Yeah, you sure did.
I'm the stats guy this episode. This is the space episode, and I'm the stats guy, baby.
Yeah. Okay. All right. The third of the trilogy of topical tidings, Adrian, is that is a short one, probably. I don't know how much you want to talk about this. OpenAI is shutting down their AI video generator, Sora. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because Disney had plans to have it built into their app for user-generated content using the Disney IP. So basically, Sora is a generative
the main
AI
of the
video
Kingdom
app.
Hearts franchise.
Yeah,
he's a young boy that lives on Destiny Island.
Yep.
And
anyways. That's synonym, like a different definition of Sora. But Sora in this case is a generative AI that creates videos based on your prompt, as opposed to generative AI ChatGPT that's going to answer your questions. He'll create a video for you. But Sora has been under a lot of scrutiny in terms of lawsuits, and it does cost a lot to operate Sora. It just costs a lot the operating costs are high. So that's kind of what was cited as why it got shut down. At least that's the general thinking for it. But I guess Disney's not doing this user generated content. They were going to create
I guarantee you they are still going to do it. They're going to find other suitors, right?
Find Google.
Other AI video making platforms. So I don't think this is stopping Disney's plans. I mean, it's slowing it down definitely. But the most interesting part about this, Simon, I don't know if you looked into this, but Sora was losing a shit ton of money, but the adoption rate of Sora as a platform, it was 500,000 people. Oh, that's not a lot of people at all. You keep on hearing AI, everyone's using AI, yada, yada, yada. And then you kind of come to a realization. So actually it's just it's a very vocal minority that's spreading all this fucking garbage online. So I thought that was honestly very interesting. So it makes sense that they're losing a shit ton of money because they're getting sued to oblivion. There's 500,000 people using it. It's less than the fucking population of Toronto.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Far less. You know?
It's a bit nuts. I don't want Disney Plus to do this because that's going to increase my subscription cost. As we, like, again, for something I don't use. It's actually directly connected to the story we just talked about with Netflix increasing their price. They're increasing their price because they added games, because they added wrestling. Like, I'm not playing those games. I'm so sorry, but I'm not. I know you're invested in the games. I'm not playing them on Netflix. That's not happening.
You're not going to play Hades on Netflix on your iPhone?
No, I'm not.
You're not going to play Oxenfree 2, the sequel to the first Oxenfree?
Hades is a great game. And if I was going to play Hades, awesome. I'd buy it and give the developer their due and not play it on Netflix in a streaming service. It's just crazy. I don't know. That's the thing. So Disney Plus doing this, that was the biggest problem for me. It's like, to each their own. Maybe someone wants that, but that I don't want to pay for that, because who foots the bill for Sora or any other generated, like AI generated video, like user generated content platform on Disney Plus? Obviously the users. Like, the consumers are going to pay the bill, and I don't want to look at that. I don't want to see that tab. If there's an option to hide that tab, I will make sure that's available. I'm sure they're going to put it right in my face when I turn on the app. I'm sure that's going to be the number one thing they're going to show me is all these stupid shorts made by somebody, like where like friggin' Elsa from Frozen is fighting C-3PO in a bathing suit or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want that. I'm good. Thank you.
On Disney. Yeah, that's crazy, actually.
Yeah.
I'm also curious, is like, how quick are they going to break that thing open? Users like going on, and then we're going to see some very vulgar shit on there. Like, I just feel like as soon as you allow people to take advantage of something, they will.
Especially if they get Elon Musk's AI company to do it.
Wasn't Grok like throwing out child porn essentially for
right?
Like a little?
So maybe that's the next. Maybe that's their next suitor. Maybe Elon Musk
Grok.
Is the. Yeah, it's Grok. Yeah. Is it Grok though? No, they call it something else for the AI generated video specifically.
Dude,
Grok
who the fuck cares?
The chatbot. Yeah. I don't want this at all.
Grok
it's
video.
Crazy. So I'm sure you saw this. I don't know if we talked about this, but there's that DLSS 5 thing. It's DLSS 5, for those who don't know, it's an AI upscaler. It basically makes your games prettier. The whole idea behind DLSS in general was that it's supposed to be, it upscales a 1080p, like a HD video, to 4K without using the brunt of the GPU to do it. That's the whole point of an AI upscaler. That's the idea of FSR or PSSR from PlayStation and DLSS 4.5 and below. But DLSS 5 is fundamentally changing what the game looks like. And it's like, what, does NVIDIA just want to make their stamp and say, oh, we did something? It's like, you don't make games, NVIDIA. That's not your job. Yeah. So it's very strange, because when you look at it, people call it the yassification of games, which is very strange. But like, they're like prettying up the graphics to a point where they all look the same, and they all look like AI slop, for lack of a better term. They look like the same AI thing we've seen time and time again. In some cases, it does look better. I think for Starfield, as an example, I think the faces do look better, but that's not the point, because the art direction went a certain way, and then you're throwing DLSS 5 on top of it. It's just we're in a very strange time of AI. And AI, as you mentioned about the PlayStation consoles, they increased in price because of AI companies buying up RAM. So like, this is just creating a whole bunch of problems for our society in numerous ways. So when Sora got shut down, I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of good news, but it won't matter, as you point out, because something else will take its place. Yeah. So it's kind of a strange thing. Or maybe Disney will learn this is not the way. Maybe they don't understand that people won't use it, because Sora is not even being used anyway. So are you serious? Are you really gaining from having a contract like this? Or is this... I feel like there's a lot of yes men talking to these guys, and they're like, yeah, the AI, the AI boom. We got to do AI. Everyone's going to do AI. But when you look at the backlash for DLSS 5 as an example, people don't like it, I think, generally. Now, maybe the proof is in the pudding for sales. Maybe DLSS 5 will be popular. The craziest thing about DLSS 5, that's craziest for me, is that DLSS was designed as an upscaler for upscaling when you have a weak GPU. This is for a weak graphics processor. This is for if you have 25090s. I don't really understand. What's the point of this, other than to make it look all the same? So I think like the reason they pitch this is because they do think, so there are a lot of people thinking that this is going to be big, but it's not actually large. Like nobody really cares about this. And so maybe Disney will bow out because they're going to see the backlash. I don't know. I have no interest in this. I don't know anyone in my life that has interest in it. That's anecdotal though. So I'm like, there's got to be people who are interested in it. Otherwise, why is Disney pursuing it in the first place? And that's kind of the question. Why is NVIDIA pursuing it in the first place? Are we the minority? Again, we're the fish going the opposite direction. Or are we the fish in the group? In the, what if they're right and I'm wrong? That's what I'm trying to say. Like, what is the Fargo poster? I keep thinking, go back to that constantly. Am I the fish going the wrong way?
Well, I swear to God.
You have numbers? You're the stats guy. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I just want to correct you. The Fargo poster is what if you're right and they're wrong? What if you're right and they're wrong is the Fargo poster. I corrected you at the start of the episode as well when you said that.
What am I saying?
What if they're right and you're wrong? You're saying the opposite.
Yeah, but it does apply here. To be fair. Yeah. That both ways work. You know what I'm saying? Because
it goes both ways.
For the actual, right. The poster doesn't say that, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. I follow you. I get exactly what you're saying. I just wanted to protect you from the many ferocious Fargo season 1 fans.
The piranha-like viewers we've got.
Yeah. But
what if I'm right and they're wrong is the poster?
Yeah.
Good
riddance.
Yeah, but
that's all I got to say about this. But no, it's interesting. I don't think we're in the minority, man. I think it's just a lot of people up high. I mean, like in a lot of cases, the people with money that control everything, and then it's just a bunch of people jerking each other off up there, while the rest of us down here are just getting fucking covered in this shit.
Even it's strange though, because it doesn't usually happen.
Is what we say.
To this extent,
falling all over us. Anyways,
it doesn't go this far usually, though. It gets stopped eventually. It's not being stopped.
Like NFTs and stuff. Yeah, like NFTs was like I think a prime example where people were like, "No, this is fucking stupid."
But it wasn't big companies. It seemed like it was a little bit, but it was largely
some big companies.
It was largely though people like abusing other people. Like it was crappy investor bros. They were trying to like abuse the situation. But this is like very definitely.
I think the key
everyone's on board.
Yeah, I think the key difference is that there is still benefits to AI. Like NFTs are fucking stupid. No one really understood them, and they're valueless, and they bring no positive. Whereas AI, what we have, there are still a lot of positives to it. So everything's kind of grouped together, and they're like, well, like these people are using AI to proofread their work, and they use AI all the time. So that's an AI user. So they must also be okay with generating Elsa in a bikini beating the shit out of C-3PO with R2-D2, and
C-3PO was in the bikini in my
okay
in my description. I was trying to make it PG here.
Okay,
but yeah, because I don't think they'll allow that. I think they'll try to stop that. But to your point, how long before it gets broken open, as you said?
I don't know.
So yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. This was more of a conversation than I thought it was. Sorry, I got carried away. But
you said this was going to be the short one.
Yeah, it's going to be a short one. We'll move on now. But it is kind of interesting. I'm curious to see what Disney does because now they've lost their partner. So I'm not sure what their plan is. But
maybe they'll launch themselves into fucking space. Those idiots.
There was something I read about. It was a headline though, so I don't have all the details. But the new CEO was focused on Disney Plus as like kind of the center of Disney. I think they were saying they're like looking at that as like a. You look at
take a step away again from theaters.
Let me just double check. Oh, right, because that was a big center before. Disney Plus. Let me just see because now I've said it. Disney Plus.
I mean, even now though, like I feel like theaters should be the focus. Like, I mean, Hopper's box office. I feel like that maybe crushed it, didn't it?
Oh, okay. No, I'm wrong about what that was stated. So Josh D'Amaro, the CEO, said this is what he was saying. According to the Hollywood Reporter, it was Disney Plus is positioned as the digital centerpiece of the Walt Disney Company, but that makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
And that leads me to believe again that they're going to look for another partner as well. They're not going to give up on this because that's part of it. I think they're trying to make it the everything app for Disney, I guess, in terms of digital space. That makes sense. So it's not digital centerpiece is much different than being the full centerpiece. That's good to know. Because parks is so important to them as well. And theaters is really crazy. I think it's blowing up again. You're right. Hoppers is a great example. And Zootopia was huge last year.
Zootopia made $1 billion. Avatar, the fire one.
They killed. Last year they murdered. Billion. People thought Warner Brothers might take the cake for the best box office, but then Disney just swooped in and just destroyed. Because Avatar and Zootopia came out after Warner Brothers had their great stuff.
Yeah.
Come out. But yeah, okay. Cool, man. All right. Is it time to move on?
Yeah.
All right. Now on to a segment of our show that I like to call A Look to the Future. A portion of our podcast where each of us present at least 3 of our picks for the TV series or movies that look most interesting to us that are releasing between the dates of April 7th and April 20th, 2026. Adrian, as is customary, you go first. What is your pick for first pick for a movie or TV show coming out in this bye week?
Oh, my first pick, Simon, is the 2nd season of Beef, coming out on April 16th. I am quite excited for this one. I really love the first season of Beef. This is, again, new cast and everything like that. So, maybe it won't be as high quality as that first season, but I'm intrigued. I think this is a cool kind of, different setup. Great cast, as I mentioned. I'm stoked for this. I think I'm going to watch this with my wife.
Okay. My first pick is Margot's Got Money Troubles. It's coming out on April 15th on Apple TV Plus. Stars Elle Fanning playing a character who's struggling with money after having a child, and she decides to take a look at OnlyFans. Adrian. Looks pretty cool. The cast looks awesome. I believe it's Michelle Pfeiffer, and we got Nick Offerman in there, and obviously Elle Fanning, as we mentioned. It looks pretty cool. That looks very funny and interesting. I'm curious.
It looks great, man. I'm a big Elle Fanning fan.
Oh yeah,
I'm nice. Fanning for Fanning.
Okay,
nice.
Sure.
Yeah, that's a good one. You know what? That's the name of this episode instead. I'm fanning for Fanning.
No more. This is the space episode.
Yeah, even though we just talked about it for 38 seconds. My next pick, Simon, is a movie coming out into the movie theaters on April 17th. It's Lee Cronin's The Mummy. Not to be confused with Tom Cruise, The Mummy, or
Tom Cruise, The Mummy.
Tom That's Cruise, what it's called. Yeah, or the old Mummy movies with Scorpion King and all that stuff,
or the upcoming sequel with Brendan Fraser, which is yet to release. So that
Rachel
one
Weisz
is also
and Brendan Fraser.
That one would be the one that people would be the most confused for, I think, because they know that one's coming. Some people know that's upcoming.
But yeah, Lee Cronin's The Mummy. It looks really damn good. It looks spooky as hell. Lee Cronin did Evil Dead Rise, which was fucking so good and awesome and terrifying. This movie feels very Evil Dead-esque, like compared to that, or similar to the Evil Dead Rise movie. I want to watch this. I'm going to be honest with you. I do want to watch this. Do you want to watch this?
That's cool. Not so much.
Okay, I got to find someone else because my wife's definitely not going to watch this with me. So I got to find other people.
All right. But throw me an invite. Maybe I'll change my mind. We'll see. And then I might say no. And you'll be like, okay, I'm going without you, you fool.
You fucker. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
How could you do this to me?
My next pick,
How
Adrian,
could you do this to me is what I'm going to say. I'm going to yell. I'm going to be like, you betrayed me. You did this to me. I invited you and you said no? Okay. You told me to invite you. How could you do this to me is what I'm going to say. Anyway, sorry.
There's a little bit of irony here because we're listing now. It's going to be 2 Netflix things. The next one is coming out on April 9th, Adrian, and it is a comedy from Dan Levy called Big Mistakes.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. So I think it's his first big project, like at least from a producing standpoint and like writing, producing, show running since Schitt's Creek. And it's like a crime drama where he kind of plays like a pastor, but there's like crime going on. I don't know if you saw the trailer, but it looks really wacky and pretty funny.
Yeah,
This
it looks
like
really
it could
good.
be good. It's funny that we're mentioning two Netflix things that look pretty good. Maybe it's just a discoverability thing. I don't know why I don't think of Netflix shows. What is it about their marketing that makes me feel not less engaged? But this does look pretty great. So yeah, and so does Beef season 2. That trailer looked awesome.
It looks really good. You know what? Let's keep on the Netflix trend because there's a movie coming out on April 10th.
Yeah,
it's called Thrash.
Oh,
remember that movie Crawl, Simon, with Kai Scodelario? It's like a kind of like a hurricane, like a storm happens, and then like she's like, "Where's my dad? I got to go find my dad." And then there's alligators, crocodiles under the
yeah.
Did we watch that together, or did I watch that by myself?
I didn't see it with you. Sorry.
That movie's fucking awesome. I really like that movie. This is the same kind of movie, except now it's sharks. There's a hurricane. Oh. Person's like, I gotta get out of here, but there's sharks.
Okay.
So it looks fun, honestly. I like these dumb fucking movies, man. Crawl was actually really good though. Like it wasn't like dumb good. It was like genuinely a good watch. So I'm curious if this one's gonna be a good watch or is it gonna be dumb good? Or is it just going to be bad? That's possible, too.
It's very possible. Next one on the list is not a Netflix thing. It's an Apple TV Plus thing. It's Jonah Hill's next movie. He's directing a film called Outcome, starring Keanu Reeves, who appears to be like a big name actor who's like dealing with personal stuff. And his name is Reef Hawk. But yeah, it's Apple TV Plus. Is it? Wait, it says Apple TV Plus here on this Wikipedia article, but it's really Apple TV. They're amateurs over here. It was announced in April 2023 that Apple TV Plus. Oh yeah, back then it was called Apple TV Plus. Fine, they're right. That's right. That's correct. But yeah, I think it's still going to be on Apple TV. They didn't lose the rights to this, right? Is it going to be in theaters though? Is Outcome coming to theaters?
Dude, I have no idea.
I'll look it up while you give us the next pick. What's your next pick?
Okay, my final pick, Simon, is also coming out on April 16th. This is Disney Plus, though. Technically Hulu. It's Vanderpump Villa, baby. Vanderpump Villa, season 3. We got Marciano. He's back. He had drama with the Mom Talk crew, the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives girls. Now Dad Talk from Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, the husbands, they went to Vanderpump Villa. So they're going to be in at least one or two of these episodes. Is Stassi going to be there? I don't know. I haven't even seen the trailer for this season. Who knows?
I don't know.
Anyways.
I don't know at all. Outcome is streaming on Apple TV on April 10th. Actually, it's going straight to streaming. Interesting.
Okay. Interesting. Cool. That's all, by the way. That's all I got.
That's all you got? I've got a few others, so I'll rattle them off here because we're usually picking 3. The Testaments. That's the prequel, I believe, to... sequel. Is it a sequel?
It's a sequel.
Oh, okay.
It's a sequel.
It's a sequel to Handmaid's Tale. Did you ever read the book Handmaid's Tale? Did we ever talk about that? Margaret Atwood's, like the famous Canadian author?
No, I've never read it.
Very dark. Very dark book. But good. A good book. Well written.
Did you read it?
It's Margaret Atwood. Of course it is. I did read it. I read it in school. And I didn't watch the show. I never watched the Hulu.
You read that book and you're like, man, I wish the world was like this, is what you were saying.
I definitely don't. Did you ever watch the show? Is that why you're saying that? Did you know the premise, though?
I know the premise, kind of.
Okay. The Testament stars
Chase.
One battle. Yeah, Chase Infinity.
Chase something. Yeah, I was like,
Infinity.
I was going to say.
It's not Infinity Chase. It's Chase Infinity, yeah. There are 2 cars.
Yeah.
2 car companies. Yeah. No, wait. It's 1 bank and a car.
Yeah, I was going to say. It's a Chase Bank in Infinity.
Chase Infinity. Yeah. But yeah, she's making it. That's cool. Good for her. Because I think Only Murders in the Building is her first big project, right? Am I wrong? It was her first big thing.
What season of that? I only watched season 1 and 2.
Only Murders in the Building. What am I talking about? It's a long title.
One battle after
you know
another?
What I'm talking. One battle after another, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Only Murders in the Building. Why did I do that? It's the same number. Is it the same number of words even? One battle after another. Only murders in
the building.
No, one more. Damn it.
Hey, they both start with O.
I feel befuddled. We got... There was a lot of like political topics, and I wonder how we danced around them. We talked about like Papa Sidu, and then we talked about being cast in Harry Potter. And then we talked about J.K. Rowling's weird politics. We talked a little bit about Elon Musk, and I'm just wondering how we dance these topics. I feel like my brain is all asunder now after that. So that's kind of why I'm a little. But this is the problem with anxiety, is that now I'm like really high anxiety, hoping I didn't say something idiotic.
Hey!
But
listen to me.
Yeah,
you definitely said something idiotic. Does that help?
What a nice guy you are. The next thing I can't believe you didn't mention, because you just said, "Oh, I'm done," is The Boys season 5 airs on April 5th. Which is incredibly soon. And that's a huge thing.
Too many shows, man. There's too much shit.
I know. But that's ending. That's it. That's the last season, which is kind of exciting. They've talked, like a lot of the stars talked about how crazy the finale is. It seems like it's going to be interesting. The other show that looks
Wait, that's coming out on the 5th?
April 5th, I believe so. Am I wrong?
Oh, I don't know. But that's not April 7th to the 20th, Simon.
Oh, shit. Oh, we missed the date. We didn't talk about The Boys last week, did we? Oh, maybe we did.
I don't remember.
Maybe you did.
Maybe.
I'm throwing shade at you for no reason. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. That's not April 7th. I don't know how I got caught up in that. Is that true? The Boys is coming out before this episode airs? Can you check that up? Because I got 2 others.
It's April 8th.
Oh, that's why. Because I wrote the wrong date.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's fair. So I was right, but not right. I was wrong and right. All right, cool. The other thing that's coming out, this is the last one, actually. I only have one more. Is The Audacity. Did you see this?
No.
It's from Jonathan Glatzer. He's one of the writers from Succession and Better Call Saul for a few episodes.
What is it called? The
Audacity. And it's like a crime drama in Silicon Valley, or not really a crime drama. It's like almost like a Silicon Valley comedy. It's like it was looking at like the craziness of Silicon Valley. Its trailer is really wacky, but it's like kind of about like seems like corrupt CEOs and stuff like that. It looks pretty funny, but kind of just like a dark.
Oh, I feel like I have seen some of this. It's not rated particularly well so far. 5
Oh,
reviews
is it
only.
already rated?
It's 60% with 5 reviews. So.
Oh, okay, 5 reviews. It's supposed to come out on AMC on April 12th.
Yeah.
So Jonathan Glatzer's kind of continuing his, I guess, AMC partnership a little bit.
Billy Magnuson, he's the star. I like Billy Magnuson. I haven't seen him in too much, but I do enjoy him.
Zach Galifianakis is in it as well.
Yes.
I like Zach Galifianakis. Cool guy. Seems like a cool guy. He lives in Canada now, pretty sure.
Does he?
Yeah. Pretty sure he lives in like BC or something. But yeah.
Why?
Okay, cool. That's it. That's it, but not it for our show, because now we move on to the last segment of our show, Adrian, the new segment that we have called The Trailer, where we each present our favorite trailer of the week. What is your favorite trailer that you watched this week, Adrian? What is your favorite trailer? And it could be the one, we talked about earlier, I guess, because it was a pretty good trailer. It is a pretty big trailer.
No, it's not my favorite. I feel like we talked about that one enough. I don't want to bring it up again. The Harry Potter is what we're referring to. The one I want to talk about the most, man,
is Moana.
Oh, dude, holy fuck. I forgot about the Moana trailer. It looks like an insurance commercial. Like that.
What?
Like the editing. It just looks weird. Like the color grading. It does not look particularly good, man. I'm not even trying to be a hater.
It doesn't look bad to me at all. I looked at the hate online. It doesn't look bad to me. I completely disagreed with the sentiment online. I was like, what's wrong with this? You're doing what you do with every one of these. I'm not the target audience for this anyway. So what do I know, I guess? But and neither are you. So I mean, what do you know, I guess? But I don't think it looks bad at all. I think Dwayne The Rock Johnson is the only thing I saw criticism for. I didn't see anything about color grading. I just thought, oh, his hair looks crazy. He doesn't look right. It's like, he looks right to me. What's the problem? And it's literally the original
the casting is the issue. I think it's just visually it looks weird. Like, again, you're calling it a live action remake, and I'm like, technically it's a live action remake, technically because they're live actors, but this is just another animated movie with live action characters in there. Like, you're doing CG the entire time. They're not going to be on set. They're not on a fucking actual raft in the water. It's like the Lion King live action movie. Yeah. It's not Lion King live action. That's just another live Lion King animated movie, but it's 3D
that's
animation.
Not the same thing at all. That's like saying Avengers Doomsday is an animated movie with live action actors. That's not.
Well, it might be. I mean, I guess we'll see. I'm sure they'll be on set.
No.
I don't mean,
no. Or The Mandalorian. It's a shot in the volume. I don't know. I don't think so.
The Mandalorian. That's coming out soon, ain't it?
May Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Okay.
It'll be really fun.
I'm not excited, but I definitely want to watch it.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm not like, whoa, but I'm like, I'll watch it.
Sure.
Maybe I'm going to, who cares?
So trailer of the week for Adrian is not Moana.
It is the end of Oak Street.
Oh, yeah.
You watched that trailer? I sent that to you, man.
Yeah, you sent me that.
This one's really, it looks really freaking neat, dude. So it's by the director of It Follows, which is David Robert Mitchell. J.J. Abrams' name is plastered all over this trailer. They're like, from J.J. Abrams, executive producer. And everyone's like commenting on the YouTube, like, wow, J.J., I hope we can make a good movie again. It's like, motherfucker, he's not making this. It's the It Follows guy. But this is like a really cool setup. So awesome cast to start. It has Anne Hathaway and Ewan McGregor in it for one. They're like these parents, and they live in this house at the end of Oak Street, apparently, or in Oak Street with their two kids. And one day they like wake up and, they're like, what the hell? Something's off. And it's like their street teleported. It just like moved the entire street and the surrounding area. And it's like, where did it go? And there's like, they can get to the end of Oak Street, and it's like, it's just abyss. It's like something's amiss. And then there's the trailer does such a good job, because I have no idea what this movie's about really, except for that, brief premise. And then it just really hits the tone well. And then there's a big old dinosaur walking outside. And as soon as I saw that, I'm like, man, I'm so fucking sold for this. Great cast. I love Anne Hathaway. I love Ewan McGregor. It says Macy Stella is in the cast. Is that it can't be the daughter, is it? Macy Stella. She just got cast in the Life is Strange TV show. We just talked about that. She was in oh my God, why can't I talk? My Old Ass.
Right.
So I think she's in it as well, according to this listing. But again, I just think this trailer looks really awesome. It just sets the tone. I don't really know what it's about. It's coming out soon. I'm 100% going to watch this. You got a dinosaur, dude.
Yeah.
So come on.
Cool. Pretty cool. I'm going to rattle off my random ones, because I feel like I shouldn't end with my favorite trailer. I shouldn't start with my favorite trailer. I'm going to rattle off some honorary mentions.
You told me to say my favorite one. I had other ones.
I didn't tell you to not do your honorable mentions first.
You said we talked about.
I'm just rattling them off. You're probably going to fit in your pocket too. That's all. I'm rattling them off. I'm not really talking too much. Star City. This like a alternate. What the hell? Why is there a thumbs up on screen here? What's going on?
It does that all the time, man. This is the second time it happened this episode.
Star City is the basically it's For All Mankind, but from the Russians' perspective. That looks really good, and I'm very excited for that. So we'll see how that goes. But
wait, is it after it's in the same universe?
Yeah, it's just the other side. They're just showing what the Russians were dealing with instead.
Oh,
it's cool. I really like For All Mankind, so I'm sure I'll like this. I'm excited for it.
It's because this is the space episode.
Obviously, the Harry Potter one, we just talked about that. We talked about Moana. That's not my favorite trailer of the week, but I thought it was fine. I'm not that into the live action stuff. There's the Apple TV series called Cape Fear. I don't know if you saw that trailer at all.
Mm-hmm. No.
It stars, oh my God, names are all escaping me right now. Really bad.
Great cast. Oh, sounds like a great cast. Bad.
I don't remember anyone in it. It seems like though, like this serial killer guy who gets out of prison and he's like hunting this family. And they're big actors, and I'm just Amy Adams. I got one.
Okay, that's pretty good.
She's in it, and then oh my God, I can't remember his name. He's so good. He won Academy.
Javier Bardem.
Javier Bardem won an Academy Award for No Country for Old Men, I believe. Right? He's so good in No Country for Old Men. It's crazy. Anyway, he looks like he's playing kind of not a similar character to that quite, but he's playing a psychopath again. Trailer looks pretty crazy.
Patrick Wilson is in this as well.
The trailer is cool because it's just it's a very dark and kind of wackily shot. Like it's not like a straightforward trailer. So I like that one too. But the Supergirl trailer looks really cool too. Again, rattling off names. Beef season 2 trailer, we kind of mentioned it earlier. Supergirl trailer looks really fun. I'm really excited for Supergirl. It should be pretty great. When's that coming out? June, right? Yeah, June.
That seems right.
But the trailer I'm going to give the actual mention as my favorite of the week. It's going to surprise you, I think. And I'm wondering if you saw it. I bet you did. It's A24's Backrooms.
Oh,
I think
dude.
this trailer looks freaking awesome. And it's you know what? It's crazy because I don't know that I'm gonna love the movie, but this segment of our show, by the way, as we, it's the second version of this segment that we've done. This is the second episode we've done this segment. It's to honor the trailer itself, not necessarily the movie. The movie could be bad. It's possible. But I will say that this trailer is really, really cool. There's a Control vibe about it. The game, the Remedy's Control. You get that vibe. There's like a weird,
most definitely.
Yeah, it's just very wacky looking, and like this idea of like, oh my god, completely lost my stuff. It's crazy because I'm so getting used to this. Here we go. The director I'm not aware of at all. Kane Parsons.
The director, I know a little bit about him based on research. So Kane Parsons, he's a 20-year-old dude, and he made the Backrooms series on YouTube.
I know, but did you watch any of this? I'm trying to say, do we know if it's going to be any good? Is kind of what I was trying to get at.
It's very critically acclaimed. Like, people really like it. Okay. It's very popular on YouTube. I haven't watched it myself, but it's made like a bunch of spin-off video games, and he essentially took that liminal space and made it very popular. So
yeah,
I remember hearing a lot about this back in the day. I again have not watched any of his stuff. Maybe I'll watch his Backrooms found footage stuff on YouTube, so I kind of know what I'm going in for. But this trailer looks fucking awesome.
The thing I was going to say, though, is Chiwetel Ejiofor is amazing in everything I've kind of seen. He's been really good in everything. I feel like he's really good, and he's the main actor in this, which is pretty cool considering this director hasn't done that much that's of giant repute, but he got a pretty big name star, I feel like, for this. I don't know. It's haunting looking. It looks like the budget can't be that high, except for maybe the actors. But I don't know. It's just I love the yellow tone of everything. But this essential thing is I guess it's just it's a furniture showroom, and in the basement there's this room that goes on forever. There's just a bunch of rooms that are adjoined, and there's just what's going on in there, and it's just this very. It's a horror, so we'll see how it goes. I'm sure it's completely up your alley, based on
definitely
your style of movie you love, but.
The
trailer though is amazing. Whether there was way back 20 years ago when Iron Man was coming out, almost 20 years ago now. My brother showed me this onion. There was the onion, the Onion, the fake publication. He showed me this it was a review of Iron Man, but not Iron Man the movie, but Iron Man the trailer. And it was basically saying oh, maybe they'll make a movie out of this trailer. The joke was the trailer is first and then they maybe make a movie out of it. And so that's kind of what the segment is. Essentially, that's how I imagined it. We're reviewing the trailer itself, but we have no idea what the movie could be. Terrible. It's what trailer was really amazing, Adrian, and I would have picked for this segment? The Suicide Squad. Not the Suicide Squad, but Suicide Squad trailer. That trailer is freaking awesome. Bohemian Rhapsody. As an underlying piece of music behind it.
Yeah.
Really great, but that movie, really bad. So I think Backrooms will be good, though, based on the vibes I'm getting from this trailer, although I thought Suicide Squad will be good, too. so you never know. But anyway.
Yeah, I feel like A24 typically, they have fewer misses than hits, right? So I just think...
Sure. I think this has a lot of potential. Actual miss, the one that's as nothing as bad as Suicide Squad, certainly. I think about
nothing like that bad. But
I think about the unicorn
movie. I know that didn't do particularly well.
Think about the unicorn movie.
Death of a Unicorn.
That one's not as good as
that movie should have been way better. That movie should have been way better.
It seems like it could have been. It was on the verge of being way better.
Great.
They just kind of missed.
Yeah, just missed the mark. There's a lot of good in it. But anyways.
But even the trailer for that wasn't as good as this trailer.
Gotcha.
That's the key.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm looking at some of the clips from this trailer again. Oh my goodness. It just looks so haunting. It looks so cool. The way that's shot too, the way the lighting is in this basement, it just looks it looks really great. Anyway, that's my choice.
Yeah, there's 22 videos on YouTube that he's released so far in this Backrooms franchise. The first one is literally just called The Backrooms. It's from 4 years ago. It's 9 minutes long, 74 million views.
Oh, wow.
And then he has like these random things in there. We had 22. Maybe I'll just sit down and watch this tonight. Are you planning on staying up super late and playing marathon with me until like 3 a.m?
Not 3 a.m, no.
How late?
I don't know. We'll see.
2:30?
I'm going to play out right after this, though, if we can wrap this baby up.
Okay. How late are you willing to stay up with me?
The latest I'd probably stay up nowadays is like 2. I don't. It's like it just ruins my sleep schedule, and it's like it's easier to sleep if you're not like throwing your schedule asunder. But yeah, I think we're done.
You got to do what I do, man. You got to hard reset. So this is what I do. I stay up very late on days that I don't work, like the nights before I don't work. Right, I stay up until like 3:30, sometimes 4. I go to bed, probably sleep until about 10ish, 10:30. Right, not a full 8 hours, but then Sunday rolls along, Simon, and then I usually I smoke the marijuanas, as you know.
Yeah.
I usually only smoke like just before bed. Sundays, it's my little treat day. I'll smoke in like the later afternoon. That way, by like 9-10, I'm freaking sleepy. I'm sleepy as heck. And this is creepy what you're doing with your hands there, by the way. Looks like there's like a weird finger spider. You're like putting it on the camera. No one can see this. It just looks.
Sorry, continue your story. That was rude.
No, it's okay. Don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it. So I typically, and then I'll just, I'll maybe smoke a little bit of weed earlier, and then smoke weed just before bed, and then I'll sleep like a rock, and I'll sleep for like 12 hours.
Yeah, well, I don't smoke
Not 12
weed,
hours,
so there's
but like
that's a part of the plan. That
you are straight edge. Look at you, Mr. Straight Edge.
I'm not advertising it as like a thing that I'm doing that's better
cool,
than you.
Man. This guy's cool. He's just a straight edge dude. No, I'm just kidding.
Is that cool? Is that cool? Do people think that's cool now? Is that cool? Has it come back around?
I have no idea.
I don't think so.
I have no idea. But I think it's cool. I think it's cool.
All right. That's nice. Thanks.
I think you're really cool. We're sitting here recording. I've been nursing a beer over the last 2 hours and 25 minutes talking to you, and you're there, never even had a beer in the past 10 years.
That's right. It's true.
You're a good guy.
It's a true story.
I'm proud of you.
True story.
Dude, you know what? I forgot to tell you about. We're moving on from the trailers, right?
We're done. We're about to close the show. I was going to ask you if you had anything else to say before we close.
I went to the Junos.
Oh, well, that's something you watched. What the hell,
I went to the Junos. It was last Sunday, whatever day that was, March something.
May Martin. Was it by May Martin?
It was on the 29th, Simon. It was on the 29th. So it came around 29th of March.
Did you meet Mr. Carney?
I did not meet Mr. Carney. He was there though. People love that guy.
That's good.
Yeah.
Because the last guy was not beloved. I'll say that.
Gosh, no.
I didn't mind him at all, but that wasn't other people.
Hey,
the people were. They made their whole personality the hate for him. So.
I know, dude. I know.
We're talking about the Prime Minister of the United States. Oh my God,
Canada.
Prime Minister of Canada. Just so we're clear for those who don't know, for the one listener,
Katy Perry's boyfriend. We're talking about.
Yeah, Katy Perry's boyfriend.
They didn't like him.
No.
Ultimately, man, I just feel like you shouldn't like any politician. They don't have your best interest in mind. Just vote for the political party you align with the most. I don't trust politicians.
Well, the candidate you align with the most, but yeah, sure.
Well, in Canada, it's not really. I mean, he's not even the most powerful person of our country. There's like 3 people above him.
What? What do you mean?
Because there's
his agenda.
Yeah, there's the general thing. I forget, dude. It's been like
it's his agenda. It's what he wants is going to happen. Theoretically, he's leading the party, but it's changed. The same party's in power, but his policies are much different than the last guy for the same party. That's my point. Yeah, so the guy you're voting for does matter in this. That was my point I was trying to make.
Fair enough. Anyways,
to get more into politics again, to make me more stressed before we end this.
I don't like. I don't trust any politician. Is my point. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, I was at the Junos.
You were saying that
it was pretty cool. Yeah. This was my first award show that I was at in person. Right. It was really cool, man. It's an awesome experience. There was a lot of love for Nelly Furtado because I mean she's Canadian. It was essentially, I forget what it's called. Like just like they gave her like kind of an achievement
Lifetime
award.
Achievement. Yeah.
I don't know if it was a lifetime achievement. There was some sort of achievement award because they gave the lifetime achievement award to God, what was her name? Oh my goodness. Oh my, whatever, dude. Who cares? What the fuck am I even talking about?
Nelly Furtado was inducted into the Canadian Music Hall of Fame.
Okay, yeah, and they gave the lifetime achievement award to oh my goodness,
lifetime achievement award, Junos, Adrian. Let's see here, presented by your National Arts Center. Oh, Joni Mitchell.
Joni Mitchell. I kept on writing Jeannie.
Oh, that was the one that Mark Carney was presenting. He presented it to Joni Mitchell, right? Yeah.
He did indeed. And then she was like, she like literally just kept on. She was like, oh, thank you so much. By the way, our prime minister, he rocks. I really like him. And just kept on doing that. They would move the camera to him. And he's like,
that's nice.
It was pretty wholesome.
That's cool.
But yeah, it was awesome, dude. Rush was the opening of the Junos.
Sweet.
Which was fucking awesome. The Beaches played, who I really love the Beaches. Arkells were there, a bunch of other people that I haven't heard of. It's a cool time. I would definitely go. I think it's in Winnipeg next year, though, so I'm not going to Winnipeg.
That's right.
But anyways, sorry.
Cool, man.
I forgot about that.
That's all right. All right, well,
let's fucking end this shit. Let's get out of here. You want to play Marathon with me? You're begging me to hop on Marathon with you now. At first, you just played Marathon without me. You're like, I don't even want this guy here. And then I joined you a couple times. You finally invited me. And you're like, wow, this guy's so good. This guy's so good at making friends on this game.
Oh, I thought you were going to say good at killing people.
No, I'm not that good, dude.
He's good at killing.
Sometimes I have a good streak.
Yeah.
And other times I'm like, I have not shot a single bullet and I've been murdered 18 times.
I've had that happen. Yeah, I've had a pretty good run of murdering too, but I'm just, I don't know. Yeah. All right.
I was playing a little bit today and
bad streak? Good streak.
It wasn't ideal, I'll be honest.
Okay, that's right. All right, audience. Thank you for listening to episode 133 of Split Focus, a film and TV podcast. My name is Simon Eady, and it has been a pleasure to host you alongside my all-star co-host, Adrian Pinter. Please join us on April 21st for episode 134. Good evening to you, and good luck.
See you later, and goodbye. Yeah.
Goodbye.
Take care. See ya.